Hello. Am I live? Is it working? I think it's working. Oh man, today is a lounge day. Let me tell you guys. Oh man, I am indeed late and gay by 1 minute. By 1 minute. But that's okay. No intro today. No intro, no fanfare, no poise, grace, or anything else. Let's see if I fixed my audio. Probably not. I don't know what's going on with it, if I'm being perfectly honest with everybody. It's very, very frustrating. I didn't change any settings, and then one day it just started sounding ass, so then I started changing settings. Now it sounds like extra ass. I don't know, but hello, Vera! How are you doing? Jesus Christ, I just tried to combine all the words in one. How are you doing, beautiful? Hypnotic, hello? Why isn't Hypnotic modded? Did you lose your mod, or did I just never mod you because I'm an asshole? I had as moderator. Managing standard. I still don't know what these two do. You can do things, and all my mods abuse their powers, so have fun with that. Have fun. Oh, Savvy's back. Hello. Yes, I am back. I have pulled myself from the dark pits of despair and depression, aka the bedroom, to talk about things that are not Pokemon, but I'll also talk about Pokemon as well because, well, it's the inevitable. And now that the game is finally actually fully launched, I can do it. I actually did not trust myself to stream sooner. She's alive and how to play new Pokemon. Yes, no, I look, I'll get this out of the way first. I'll give you guys my spoiler-free review, but then when I talk about it later in the stream, it's going to be full of spoilers. So this is the spoiler-free thing. I hope that everybody who buys the game genuinely has fun. It's a fun game. It is. The mechanics can sometimes be frustrating. They are new, and when you think about it in context of just a Pokemon game, don't think about the lore, don't think about the story, don't think about any tie-ins or anything like that. Like, just it as a Pokemon game is a really, really fun... Wow, we are jumping right into this, into serious business. That's how you know I'm really fucking... I'm locked in today, boys. I'm locked in. And girls. Boys and girls. I miss that. I miss when we could choose if we were a boy or a girl in Pokemon. Anyway, so the game is fun. The mechanics are experimental. It builds on Legends Arceus nicely. The snappiness of going in and out of zones is really nice. It's really great for that. Now, in terms of a continuation game, in terms of a continuation Pokemon game, in terms of something that is supposed to be, we're finally going back, it fails spectacularly and has made me so utterly depressed, I have actually cried. So if I sound stuffy, it's because that's tears of depression. This is where everyone's like, please say psych right now.
I can post this on YouTube.
Holy shit.
Unless Trump cracks down on EXO enforcement.
What are we talking about?
Surprises me. I fear that only Islamic/Luigi tactics will force PC companies to cut the crap. If execs fear for lives, maybe things will change.
Okay,
maybe.
No, we're not doing that. Thank you so much for giving me money. No, we're not doing that. We're not having a crackdown. We're not having a Luigi situation. We're not going to glorify Luigi and glorify violent behavior because that's something only the unhinged left does. We used to be able to just talk about violence like in terms of jokes and shit. Like, haha, you know, you're playing in Call of Duty and be like, haha, I'm going to kill you later, bitch. Like, nobody took that seriously, right? Like, that was just a thing that happened and we were all fine. Now when people say it, though, you got to side eye and be like, okay, what are your politics again? Because you might actually be fucking serious. So we're not doing that. We're not even going to entertain jokes like that again. Thank you for the money. I appreciate it. I believe in using the power of the words. And I believe in exposing truth to get what you want. However, look, the situation that we are going to talk about, obviously we're starting with Pokemon just because it's been brought up and there's no getting away from the Pokemon discussion. It's a big part of my life. But obviously what's on the screen is we are going to talk about Visa and Mastercard, and we're going to talk about the settlement that they just have, and then we're going to talk about the tweet that I put out about 2 other settlements. But yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna glorify. See, back when I was a teenager, okay, maybe I would have entertained you because I was a little extremist, you know, and I was stupid. I didn't know what I was saying. It's like, yeah, you know, get aggressive, whatever. Who cares? Fuck them all. Fuck anyone in power. Because that's, oh man, well into my 20s, I hated anybody with power. I didn't care if you actually did something useful too. I just fucking hated you. But then you grow up and you realize that those things don't really work and just being angry doesn't really work. So, we're not going to do that. We're going to use our words. We're going to use truth. And then we're going to talk about Visa and MasterCard. And then actually, we're going to talk about how I do actually feel that it is bleak and that there's nothing that can be done. And we're going to do that without glorifying violence or anything like that. Yes, very good. Savvy had a massive whammon moment. Oh, God, no sycamore makes Savvy sad. No. So here's the other thing, too. I went into this game well aware he was not. Look. Listen. I knew what I was getting, and I was still disappointed. I've known for a long time what to expect, and I was still broken, okay? So we'll touch on it, and I am working on a massive video. This is a video I only expect to get 5 views for. There's a 10-minute segment on fucking benches. I'm hoping that that's an exaggeration, but I don't think it will be. So I'm going to release 2 videos relating to the Pokemon stuff. I'll do a spoiler-free review. And then I have the big long video that I'm working on that's just going to be me rambling over gameplay with some examples. But it's mostly just going to be me venting. And then, of course, having to refilm the parts that make me cry because I won't be able to talk without tears. Y'all think I'm honestly blowing this out of proportion or trying to be cute and quirky. No, I'm mentally ill. I'm actually ill. Why are you fucking benches savvy? Because French. That's why. Hello, Kick. We're live on Kick too, by the way. Hello, everybody over there. I didn't think you started, but people were chatting. I had Brave muted. Hello. Yeah, don't worry. You're not missing much. So today's stream, we're going to power through some topics, some shit going on. Oh, my God. I just X'd out of my YouTube thing. There we go. Holy fuck. I almost lost you guys for a minute. We're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about this first. We're going to get the heavy stuff kind of out of the way first, this little bit here. Because this is important. This is something that obviously is relevant to everything that we've tried to do, relevant to the payment processors, relevant to the way that the future is going. And we're all fucked, basically, right? We are actually fucked. Savvy venting. It never happens. Oh, man. Oh, thank God. You know what? Thank God I have Genshin. Speaking of which, I got to plug in my iPad. Thank fuck I have Genshin Impact now. If I actually didn't have Genshin Impact, my life would be in much more turmoil than it is. My poor husband has had to deal with it. And he's unfortunately had a double whammy of dealing with things relating to me. So, honestly, actually, in all seriousness, pray for him. Just pray for him. Next week is Varka, the emotional.
I was used to chat send, not immediately being put on stream. Much less read out loud. Don't want you.
Oh, my son!
Those are my real feelings, though. I don't think words will help.
Oh, that was my son.
When the other side uses lethal force.
My son.
No,
I understand. Oh God, we're abusing the text abuse today. But no, it's fine. It's okay if they're your true feelings. But we're not gonna. Obviously. I have to make noise so that way I don't get hit by YouTube here. But we're also, I think that it's fair. I think people should be able to express themselves. And I think that, I still called you my son, even though we just disagreed, we're memeing here at the end of the day. I understand. And here's the other thing too, before we get into the Visa and MasterCard thing, because it does still tie into it. It does still tie into it. And I understand people's feelings. I understand why people feel the way they do about Luigi. I understand completely why we're at the place that we are at, where there is one side celebrating shit and one side flabbergasted, and then all of a sudden, because some naughty fucking tweet or group chats come out with zero context, then the other side now gets their turn to fucking go back to their pretending of giving a shit about those things while still glorifying the idea of killing. I understand. All right. And that's also kind of why I try to be as open and free as I can with dialogue. And I don't, try to shy away from certain things. Obviously, if you start saying certain things with a very hateful tone, I'm just going to be like, okay, I don't want to deal with that shit. That's not for me. That's you're just here with an agenda to be an asshole. But if you want to have a dialogue and a back and forth, then that's totally fine. Whatever. But yeah, I understand it. And I think that certain people do need a place to talk about it. And I don't mind talking about some of these things. But I think that there's just a lot more that goes on, and sometimes people just want the easiest, what they view as a solution. But sometimes when presented with an alternative, even if it requires a little bit more work, so long as you provide a path to hope, for that, then, you know, sometimes you can bring somebody back to the middle of the road, because that's what we really need. We need everybody back in the fucking middle. All this extremist shit is very frustrating. Eliani, though, thank you so much for the tippy. Hey, Sabby, I've fallen down the rabbit hole of biblical genealogical research, but I wanted to say hi, hello. Have a good day. Love you too. That sounds like very much fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. I love going down random rabbit holes. They actually soothe my mind in a way that the abyss does not. So let's jump in. Let's start the stream off heavy. We'll start off heavy and make people very sad because why not? So our good buddy from across the pond, Zenko here, tweeting out some good important news here. Let me see here. Where's my thing? Okay, good. You can see the whole thing. So he says, Visa and
If only one side uses a trump card and the other refuses due to moral reasons, that side gets destroyed.
This it does.
I understand you cannot agree on stream, but that's the way it is.
No, that I actually, I can acknowledge that on stream, absolutely. It's good that you did this before I fully jumped into it. So, yes, no, that is true, and that is something that does need to get brought up. But there are ways to go about certain things without resorting to glorifying a Luigi. Because once we start eroding social contracts to that degree, that's not good, right? Then we just have absolutely no progress. Now, however, and unfortunately, I want to have this conversation in a very philosophical manner, not in a this is how I feel like I want, you know? Because empires rise and fall every 100 to 200 years, when you think about the violence associated with that, you can also track how it got that bad. And I worry that if things continue going the way that they are, we're going to have that version of the empire collapse versus a more, how do I say, a slightly more peaceful version of it. Regardless, and I've said this many a times since I've been on stream, and I've said this even prior to ever getting into politic streaming or voicing more of my opinion like this in old content. I used to say, you know, empires rise and fall every 100, 200 years. We are due. We are absolutely due. But because we also now have a global empire, that has to rise and fall as well. It's not just independent nations. It is the concept of an empire. A single empire cannot survive as long as it has, because you don't maintain power without doing fuckery. You just don't, because humans are flawed. That's why. If humans were more perfect, more ideal, then perhaps you could have that. But that's not the case. So, you know, just because, say, one family member of the empire in the ruling class was good doesn't mean the next one will be, you know? So that's how all of that plays into it, too. But my son, Zyson, did I finally get the name right? Doppelganger, we are way past eroding social contracts, lady. Kind of. If you go outside, you're not seeing people shit on each other in the streets, assuming you don't live in a blue city. You can still sort of walk around in a blue city. Once Trump comes through with the military. But yeah, no. It's not as grim. Like, I understand where there's again, I understand. But at the same time, I take a different approach to the outcome in the way that I handle the discussion. But yeah, moving on from that. So we're going to talk about Visa and Mastercard. Sorry, I refuse to black pill in spite of everything. There are some things you can absolutely black pill over. But what that means and how you handle it from there, that's entirely up to you. Just because you black pill doesn't mean that you know, you're just saying fuck it. You can use that to fuel your next moves. Slight white pill. Yeah. U.S. not due yet. Only been empire since 1950s. True. Okay, true. But, well, unfortunately, we're speedrunning it. So, our homeboy from across the seas, from across the pond, says Visa and Mastercard agreed to a massive $199.5 million settlement in a lawsuit filed by merchants alleging antitrust violations. The lawsuit alleges that card brands' uniform changes to their policies regarding how they handled chargebacks, losses resulting from unauthorized transaction or fraud, forced merchants to incur unjustifiable expenses. Other defendants, Discover and American Express, previously agreed to pay a combined $32.2 million to resolve merchant claims against them. These issues are only part of the unreasonable behavior perpetrated by international card brands, backed by their overwhelming market share. The recent issue of card company censorship, which threatens content culture, particularly manga, anime, and games, is also a result of their overwhelming advantageous position. In Japan, the government must take proactive action to prevent these companies from monopolizing their businesses and ensure fair trade for consumers. I will continue to urge them to do so. Now, unfortunately, it's become a very, very common trend for me to be the bearer of bad news because I'm the only person, it feels like at times, willing to actually be honest. There is not one single DEI battle or ESG battle that has been won yet. There is not a single one. We cannot actually declare victory over anything. And the people who do tell you, like, oh, we're winning, it's like, okay, we maybe, but let's be realistic. And so, unfortunately, I have to do the same thing here because as much as I want people to say, oh, this totally matters, it doesn't. It doesn't. So last year, Visa and Mastercard, and this is just in 2024, they had a $30 billion settlement. This was published March 26, 2024. They reached a $30 billion settlement over fees and antitrust shit. Guess how far back some of these cases went? The cases relating to this particular settlement date all the way back to 2005. That's just for this settlement. They had another one a year prior to the tune of $5.6 billion. Now, tell me if you don't see the trend. $30 billion up from 5.6. These are two independent settlements relating to the violation of antitrust shit. These are just two of them. This is literally just two. They have had way more. So, $200 million over this particular antitrust violation is nothing because they've already paid $30 billion and 5.6 respectively. Again, these are three right here. This is a trifecta, three completely different instances. Yeah. I had to go check. Now, I could be wrong. I could possibly be missing that maybe this $30 billion is total what they've paid. But there's nowhere in the article that says that. And every time I go look, certain, little differences come up between them. They're not for the exact same antitrust stuff. So not only have they been investigated by every major first world country, not only have they been found multiple times to be violating antitrust, but they're still doing it. Somebody made a really good comment under my post saying, oh, that's just the cost of business. And it's true. We have a two-tier justice system, and until the concept of the fine being removed, nothing will ever be done. Because even if they lose this, let's just call it a collective $45 billion over the course of, 4 years through antitrust violation. How much money did they bring in outside of that, while still being to pay every single person their ridiculous fucking price tags who work for them? It's bad. This is so bad. And here's the really scary part, and this is the thing that I've wrestled with, and every single person I've ever talked to, from Zenko himself to, very wealthy businessmen to investors. I've literally talked to people who are experts in this, and they're like, well, so here's the full thing. Here's why governments aren't going to do anything. So much of the world, so much of it, so many businesses, from little to big, rely on their stupid networks. Now, this is common sense. Everybody can look at this. I'm not telling you something novel. When I tell you this, you're going to be like, well, yeah, it's not that complicated. Duh, of course. Like, what I'm about to say is not deep. But it's just a confirmation of what you already know. So many people rely on their networks that governments are too afraid to do anything. They don't want their economy to suffer even for a single day by holding these companies accountable. This is why nobody ever gets arrested. This is why nothing ever fucking changes or happens. Because they need them. And they don't have an easy replacement because they don't want to lose their wealth. But on top of that, then they can use the noble claim of, well, think about all the mom and pop shops that sell things online. And it's like, at this point, all the tchotchke businesses deserve to go out because they're just buying these pre-made little shit things from China and then selling them for an uptick on Amazon, whatever, like we can go down the list and say, okay, who really cares about some of this? But then you get to the other stuff and you get to things like video games. You get to things like, things that you actually care about, manga, doujinshi, whatever. If you want to buy something overseas, you cannot just give your money. Like, you can't just hand them a 20. They're overseas. You need that digital transaction. And so to be able to do that, to facilitate your interests, to facilitate business, we have to have the Visa and Mastercard network. We could potentially get them broken up, but then at the end of the day, that's still going to cause problems because investors will get scared and they'll pull out, right? Then suddenly you have an unreliable network, and what do? And these companies have also not allowed for any sort of thriving of competition. They will either buy out the competition or they'll squash it in some manner, or banks will refuse to work with anybody else because they set up exclusive deals with these fucking companies. And it's so painful. It's so annoying. Like, how is anyone supposed to offer an alternative? We have an alternative available through the power of crypto, but thanks to crypto bros and then the unreliability of the market, nobody wants to give it a try. And I don't blame anyone for that either. It's scary. It's a whole new system. Self-custody is difficult, especially in a world that babies its humans. How is somebody supposed to be told that they will be held accountable for their own wealth? If you have a bank, you could possibly, have some wiggle room there, sue the bank, whatever, if something happens. You can blame that. But with crypto, it's all on you, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that level of accountability. This is honestly one of the most soul-sucking things that we have to talk about and discuss and try to work around. But at the end of the day, like, what do we do? And I don't know, other than just talk about it. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't have a solution. I don't know what the right choice is. I would rather...
We have to get a way to force our government to take action. Some sort of political movement. Let the investors get scared. Force the banks to work with other processors. Also, direct bank transfers are a thing.
Yes, they are. Direct bank transfers are a thing. But that's the thing, too. Nobody moves to make those political moves because we need people to be able to come away from that. Thank you, by the way, for the tippies. But yes, to that point, we need to be voting for people who will not just be owned by the banks. To put into perspective as well, I've talked about him many a time, Mark Warner. So Mark Warner is a senator from Virginia. He made most of his wealth before becoming a politician, unlike most politicians who make their wealth during. He got very lucky in terms of how he chose to invest. And so he invested in all of the big communications companies. He looked at cell phones and said that's going to be a big thing. So he got very smart and is involved with communication companies. However, he sits on a very specific committee within our government, which is the Financial and Housing Committee. He is literally the lead for that. Well, guess what his top investors are? Banks and financial groups, right? So he sits on a financing and housing committee, and you want to tell me that there's no cross bullpucky going on there, right? Sure. It's just... Also, too, the fact that he was actually in the Twitter files pushing for censorship with some of these tech companies while having such good relationships with communication companies who have access to FOSSI, who then engage in censorship of certain political sides. It just makes you wonder how it's not all fucking connected. But I could go on for days about this massive cycle, and I'm sorry for rambling as windedly as I did, but it's just, I don't know what to do. And so the only thing that I can do is just talk and spread information. That's all I do.
Yahoo!
That's all I do. Crypto won't last once CBDC comes in. It has no intrinsic value. Well, everybody's rejecting that, yeah. Sun! This goes into government that must fear the people. Yes, it does, and sadly it doesn't. People in power, like I don't know, it's just... It's stupid. Everybody's complacent because they have too many other problems. And it's problems that are easily solved, if I'm being quite honest. You might say, Savvy, you can't just tell people to get a job if they're worried about the money and being able to feed their family. It's like, well, yeah, I know, but that literally the solution actually is that easy. It's to come together with your community to provide small-scale service and do actual work, and then slowly grow and scale it out. Like, that's literally the solution. That's it. You don't have to worry about importing from Walmart. You can spend a season to grow something and then sell that. Well, Savvy, the profits aren't going to be that big. I know they're not going to be that big in the beginning. I know. It's a slow buildup. We have to completely change the fabrics of society and expectations out of people in order to get the achieved outcome that's actually going to be healthier in the long term. And expecting short-term, fast, volleying solutions is just unrealistic because it's never worked. It plunges us further into instability. So I don't know. This is a very, very deep fucking talk. It's so stressful. Thank you. This is actually doing wonders for my depression. Getting my mind off Pokemon. I am far from Queen of Detectives. I'm just an asshole who reads the shit nobody else wants to on the internet. That's it. That's the charm of me. That's why people want me to kill myself. Because I read papers. I just read words. That's it. People want me to die. Because I want that and creative freedom. We're in a fan of Legends EA. There's going to be a big 2-hour long video on it. It's okay. Nobody's going to want to fucking listen to it. It's fine. I'm making it for the 5 autists who share my pain. And that's really it. Sorry, I'm still drinking those stupid Chobani 20 grams of protein things. They're absolutely destroying my insides, but it's good for my nutrients. Oh, man. Dallahan says, in case of Japan, DL sites made a new way to process payments that bypass Visa Mastercard. It's a good template for more Japanese companies to follow. Yes, I saw that, and I want to do some more research, and then I want to reach out to whatever this is and be like, how do I help facilitate you in your growth, and how do I inspire you to literally take a big old dookie on Visa and Mastercard's front porch? What do I think of Arceus? Legends Arceus was a wonderful experiment and a masterpiece. Worthy of calling itself a mainline Pokemon game. Legends ZA, not so much. I'm not touching ZA for a while instead I picked up you honestly literally pick up the Digimon Storytime Stranger. It's a better bang for your buck. But yeah. So anyway, so this is the Visa Mastercard situation.
Well, glad my talk of blood and horror being the only solutions lifts your depression. For me, thinking about this drives me to drink and think of suicide.
Oh no, don't do that! Okay, we can't do that. If you are feeling suicidal, please call the suicide help hotline 1-800. I don't know what the number is, but please Google it. I am bound by terms of service to promote that and say suicide bad. Please stop. Don't make the suicides. There's always a better option. Please go buy a pink fluffy unicorn plushie from Walmart. They're on sale. You can get a nice big one, and you can scream into its belly, and then you can punch it and ask it why Professor Sycamore is not in the fucking game about Mega Evolutions when... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We're talking about you and your pain. Not mine. Well, you get the gist, right? Ah! Caribou, thank you for the transition! Vexner, thank you so much for the Caribou love. Any hope for X payments revitalizing any type of consumer-based economy, possibly creating parallel ecos? I'm blackpilled on media, games, publishing, government, dating, etc. I need hope at this point, even if it's false. Listen. I don't want to lie to any of you. This is gonna be so fucking bad. Just survive the first sentence to hear the second one, and then make your choice from there. There is no hope with that attitude. I don't work for X. I don't have any more contacts at X. I don't know. I have no idea what Elon's doing. But relying on one man is unfair. And we shouldn't expect that much. I think the best course of action, if you're super black-pilled, if you're like me and you're super black-pilled, literally, usually this is where I would say cling to something that you really enjoy, but clearly I've made that mistake with Pokemon. If you're super black-pilled, one of the best things that you can do is get offline. Get offline for 5 days. Don't do the fake offline thing where you're like, well, so long as I don't post, it counts as a vacation. I mean, genuinely, put the internet down for 5 days. You have to prepare for this in advance. Get yourself a couple of books that sound super, super fucking interesting. Download a few educational YouTube videos on space. There's been a lot of work in science, and just bear with me. You may not have any interest in science or space, but just bear with me with this. download a few educational videos on the expansion of the universe, how the universe started. There's some great science out there. The scientists have literally the top scientists in the world right now are all arguing because they realized that everything that they thought they knew about the universe is completely fucking wrong. And I want you to watch those videos. If you guys are actually interested in doing this, I will actually provide you some links to some videos that I've watched recently. The reason why I want you to watch this, even if you have no interest in this, you will see a completely different element of the world, of humanity that you probably don't normally interact with. And if people who are so fucking smart, literally the smartest people in the entire fucking world, people who are doing math equations that you don't understand, how did they even come up with these variables? What are they doing, right? Like you just hear about the theory of relativity. You just hear about, oh, we just know that this fossil was found at this time, right? And you just accept that they're smart. So if you watch this and listen to the discussions around it and some of the responses that they're giving, you realize that humans just don't know shit. Humans just don't know fucking shit. So if the smartest fuckers in the world don't know shit, it's obvious, then we can assume that our politicians don't know shit. And the people around us don't know shit. Nobody knows shit. And the reason why this is actually a good thing to keep in mind is so that way it grounds you back in humanity. Because right now, all you're seeing is people intentionally fucking shit up. Every day, it's something else terrible. Every single day, you're hearing about how one side wants to kill the other. If you take a step back and you look at the totality of existence, not just the bubble, you realize nobody knows anything. We're alone in this fucking world, probably. Billions of fucking light years away from any possible life. And it's all bleak. Nothing fucking matters. We don't know how we got here. For all we know, you know what the most realistic model is now actually for existing? It's literally we're inside a black hole of another universe. And at any fucking moment, that black hole could collapse. And we could just stop. All of this could just stop. And it puts it into perspective, if I'm being perfectly honest. I just want you to know that made it worse. JK, I get it. I'll unplug and plug back in. Exactly, right? But no, that's the point. That's the point. That, like, there's so much we don't know. We don't know jack shit. And nothing fucking matters. We're sitting here squabbling away about Visa and Mastercard. And then the people who just want to find out how the universe works is just like, wow, we're still on fucking, we don't have any idea. Fuck us. Fuck us. Holy shit. But yeah, no. And then also too, take those 5 days to read some books that sound actually interesting to you. Download some other videos, perhaps tutorials and things like that. And if you find yourself bored and pacing around, listen to music. Close your eyes, and even if you're not an artist, just start scribbling on a piece of paper. Yahoo! I know that sounds weird too, but just trust me, it is cathartic, and you will love life. At my most bleary of moments, there are times where I will sit there and I will do just that. And what I create is god-awful. It is literally scribbles, right? It is my own variation of a scribble. Some people might even say, this is a pretty good scribble. No, these are literally scribbles that mean nothing. The forms are just amorphous blobs. Maybe there was something in my imagination, like, two dudes filing taxes together. But at the end of the day, they just look like blobs on the piece of paper. There's something very cathartic about that. Creating something that only you can understand is cathartic. It truly is. Yeah. Again, sorry for being stuffy. I'm actually not feeling well. It's not just crying. Just smoke some weed, so that can make things worse. I don't know about you guys, but weed actually makes me twice as existential. Darth Cactus, thank you so much for the tippy. Vote for the Black Hole Collapse 2026. We can do it. Now you're talking. There we go. There we go. Also, yes, Sammy, stay with us. Fuck those assholes telling you to do things. Oh, yeah, no. Fuck that shit. But yeah. So, vote for the Black Hole Collapse. That's where I'm at, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Olivia Stroh, thank you so much for the tippy. Several studies have shown that politics not only don't solve shit, but constant consumption deteriorates your mental health, irregardless of tribe. Exactly, and it's very true, too. That's why I say, actually get offline. Do not read the news. Do not scroll. Don't think that just because you don't post or respond means that you're not online. No, you are. You have to get fully offline. Seriously, Sabby, if you haven't read Kun, please do so. There's a lot I need to read. Don't do drugs. As somebody who smokes weed, absolutely do not smoke weed. Do not. I never want to promote that stuff as a solution. For this kind of thing, because it's not gonna help. It's just not. At the end of the day, it's not gonna help. It might silence your brain for a little bit. But the amount of high that I feel like somebody has to get there just makes you unproductive. You're better off learning how to cope. Do not be me, basically. Do not be me. Because I do sometimes use weed to calm my brain down a little bit, but that's because I do have too much going on, and I miss, I'll just fucking say it. I don't care. I do sometimes miss the feeling that Adderall gave me because it helped narrow things. I find that my mind is much too noisy. So if you're in that, just know that you're not alone. There are people who struggle. Don't smoke fucking weed, though. It's gonna make it worse. Some of the best things, again, other than what I just said. Literally just get your hands doing something, not just playing a video game. That's fun and great, and it is a good distraction, but like actually create something. Pick up woodworking, pick up knitting, pick up embroidery, pick up drawing, pick up learning music. I don't care what it is. Learn something that involves your hands. You have to do that, and you will be better for it. Trust me. Go for a run, ride a bike, go for a drive. Yes, those things too. Those are all wonderful. For me, keeping the hands busy gives my brain a task, so that can actually help. Weed bad, good blood good. Sponsored by Bandai. Yes. Also, fuck Bandai and their DEI. Make origami. You could literally, something as simple as that. You could fucking fold paper. Literally do that. There is something relaxing about it. I'm too stupid to fold straight lines. I'm very dumb. I'm so bad. When I figured out how to make little paper stars, that was the happiest I'd been in a long fucking time. I had a sense of accomplishment that probably a child has when it first figures out how to walk. Like literally doing something so easy like that gave me a sense of satisfaction. Lisa, thank you so much for the tippy. Also, hate to do it here. Live. Not the place. But sent you a DM September 18th on X. Can you check after stream? Bro, if I remember, I will. My DMs are a mess, and I'm going to have to do some scrolling then. But if I remember, I'll check. You're not dumb? Every time that I say I'm dumb, it does something to help show that I don't consider myself special. I don't consider myself anything special. I know I'm not truly dumb. It's just there are days that I feel dumb. And I think that that's fine and normal. I don't think I'm hot shit. I'd rather say I'm dumb than smart. But also, too, it's like, gosh, I wish I could be wrong. I believe white and blue collar employees need to participate in both. It makes them stronger, smarter, and more creative, in my opinion. I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm going to agree with it. Oh, man. People who know the typical middle of savvy stories know that before they were a blob together. Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, anyway, so that's, wow, we got onto the topics of the fucking universe with this. That's amazing. We just deviate so hard. What do we got here? Oh, this one's a great one that we're going to talk about next. So this was a very depressing individual who I think is a nice highlight on stupidity. And we're going to explore why this person feels this way. So, obviously, this billboard of fucking Yustia, our girl here from Brown Dust in Japan. So, just to put this out there, Brown Dust 2 is made by Koreans, very talented Koreans. This just happens to be a billboard in Japan. So, Japan is deeply misogynistic, pedophilic, and rapey country, and I'm sick of pretending it's not for the equally porn-rotted, Japan fetishizing white male's sake. So this person is insane. None of this is true. Obviously, we know that. This is not a conversation of logic, but this person says as much themselves. This person says, sounds like you're jealous because no one's gooning to you. I was gooned to as a child, which is precisely why I hold this opinion. Your trauma, terrible if it happened. Absolutely so sorry for you. I really, really am sorry that you experienced something tragic in your life, if this is true and you aren't just saying this. What you've just done, though, is something that you don't realize you needed to do, and that's the first step to healing. You believe this because you experienced trauma that makes you hate yourself. If you are actually a girl and not a dude, because you use the she, her pronouns, it's I shouldn't say it's hard to tell, but usually I think when they use these particular ones, you're actually leaning towards actual female. But generally, in the women, at least, in the girls who get touched, they all hate their bodies. They hate femininity. They come to hate things that draw the male gaze, right? And the reason for this is because of the trauma that they incur, unfortunately, and it expresses itself very commonly amongst all of these type. And it's really, really sad, but it is a consistent marker. So if this person was indeed touched as a child, again, very, very tragic, that's why they feel this way. They don't feel this way because of anything else. Now, this person is also politically active. Of course, a leftist, uses the she-her thing on the fucking profile, and of course says a bunch of other dumb shit. But unfortunately, that side promotes fight or flight. So this individual is in a constant fight or flight response, has not healed from their trauma, and is now lashing out. This is to be expected. This person needs to get offline. They need to take my advice from before and realize that nothing matters and that we're just inside a black hole of another universe destined to just stop existing and we'll never fucking know it. So, why do we deserve to get trauma dumped on by this person and see all we like ruined because safe space? They need therapy and not censorship. Exactly. This person is deeply unwell. Now, just because they suffered something tragic doesn't mean I'm going to treat them any different because I believe in true equality. So this person is being a fucking retard because of something terrible that they experienced. And if they can't handle that, they shouldn't be online in an open forum. The open forum doesn't need to change for them. They need to change for the open forum. And if they can't, they need to remove themselves. So obviously this was botted. The rate at which the likes have gone up is just obviously this is fucking botted. There's not one single person who seems to be agreeing and getting roasted in all of the quote tweets, which is also facilitating the botting. Because once you see a bunch of quote retweets, the bots think that means it must be popular, so they go to like the thing to continue boosting it for whatever fucking reason, and then getting some sort of quote-unquote perceived human engagement, right? So because they have to look human, and then that's why these things happen. They should be in an institution. Yes, unfortunately. Yeah, that's literally just where this person's at. Tragic thing, but they just explained it themselves and why they feel this way. They don't feel that way because of statistics. They feel that way because they got touched. Hello, it's good to see you too. Oh yes, we can X out of these. We can X out of this one. I've made some tweets, and I'm working on some videos. Now, I won't dwell. Y'all already know I'm broken. Y'all already fucking know. But we're gonna talk about this one. We're gonna talk about this, and we're not gonna talk about how I personally feel about Pokemon, even though it'll probably come up. So, this person says, we're about to see levels of fan art whitewashing never seen before for this particular character. Why do you care about her skin? Because she is beautiful. You would not be doing this if the character was white, so we know that this is literally surface level racism because these people are so fucking stupid and shallow. They are preparing to go attack artists. They are literally preparing for it, right? They are preparing for the hue shifted character. Why is this so fucking funny? Because it's so fucking obvious that the character model was hue shifted for one, and for two, I'm so glad they did a close-up of it. None of the models in this game look good. Their art direction for the humans is fucking trash. The hair, just looking at, like, literally block out everything else. Just look at the hair. For the most profitable franchise in the entire world, to not hire artists with the ability to do more than this is embarrassing. I understand keeping the budget low, but holy fucking shit, you could have gotten somebody, paid them $10,000 fucking extra, and gotten a way better model. My dumb fucking ass, for my first attempts at hair when I was modding GTA, genuinely came out better than this, and I was still embarrassed by my own work. Why does this fucking matter? Because they've done beautiful hair before. I think all of the models from Sword and Shield look infinitely better than all of the models in this game. And it makes me very upset, and I'm going to expound on this in my video. I'm dedicating probably a good 20 minutes to it because, oh my god, it's so bad. It's so frumpy. Just even look at this. These are 3D models. You're meant to do a little bit more. Add some embellishment to them. But no, they are the most basic of the basic. The hair is low poly. Maybe it's an optimization versus incompetence. No, this is all incompetence. This is all incompetence. And the reason why I say that is hair modeling has come so far. I'm not asking them to do particle-based hair where every strand fucking flows at the gust of a fart. All right? We don't need fucking Assassin's Creed bullshit here where we're trying to cut down bamboo walls. Okay? We don't need that. You can make fully textured, unmoving hair look good without looking like that, without needing so much. The Nurse Joy thing is hilarious, and it just follows in with the character randomization. What they did for all the global NBCs is just made a pool of traits and then randomized it. That's it. You can see this if you go and actually just spend 2 seconds looking at all of the fucking models on a street block. It's embarrassing. It's genuinely embarrassing. Now, the thing where actually this character model, this particular one actually wins, is the fact that its eyes don't look like goo. I hate what they're doing with the eyes. I like the general shapes, but because they just look like Play-Doh, it looks so weird and it takes me out of it. I hate the art direction, especially because the Terra leak showed that they had other art directions that looked infinitely more Pokemon. And like, I cannot see this model or any of the models from this game fitting into Masters X, the mobile game, which brings all of the characters together. I can't see it. And then there's no easy translation that wouldn't be jarring into the anime, even if the anime is shifting away from ever introducing game characters again, which fine, whatever. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, if you wanted to, you just couldn't do it anymore because it would be fucking jarring. But yes. Kingdom Hearts 1 models look better than this. Yes. Like, this is embarrassing. The hair texture is embarrassing. These lines are embarrassing. It looks muddy. It looks bad. It just looks bad. Everything about it looks bad. It's tragic. But to get their DEI points, they hue shifted her at last minute. There's nothing about these colors that are complementary. When you look at Nessa, when you look at Lenora, when you look at Olivia, when you look at some of the other darker-skinned characters, I'm not going to get into fucking ethnicity because everybody's just always fucking wrong about that. I'm sorry, but every darker-skinned person in Alola is just a Southeast Asian individual. I'm tired of certain people trying to claim certain shit. Like, just shut the fuck up. But at the same time, they're all from fictional places, so, like, all the darker-skinned characters are just Alolan at this point until we get a place that's actually, like, you know, a darker-skinned nation, I guess. I don't fucking know. Anyway, point fucking being, they still got their DEI points and did a fucking hue shift. I actually don't remember what I was saying before I got on that. I don't remember. Oh, my point being, the previous characters all had way more care put into them. They were given complementary outfits. The color palettes looked pleasant. Nessa, like, all of her is color harmonized, right? All of her. Raihan is color harmonized. There's nothing harmonic about this. This is bad. This is just bad. This is them literally not giving a shit. Also, on top of that, the way that the game starts off, you get some DEI. You basically get the full French experience. And I touch on this in the fucking video that I'm going to release. Is basically you arrive to Paris, and then you immediately have your shit jacked by some feral imports. You know? Like what do they mean by that? The game is modern day fucking Paris, and animals are coming in to invade the city. What did Pokemon mean by that? There are people literally, the French, the native fucking Parisians are surrendering their city and just accepting it. What did Pokemon mean by that? So it's just, I don't know, it's just funny. Like, there's a lot of jokes here. There's a lot of jokes. People are like, oh my god, Pokemon went so woke. And I'm like, I'd argue this is the most non-woke they've ever been, actually. This is the first time I've ever used the word woke. I hope that it gets clipped and spread and everybody just, I don't actually hope that, but I just have a feeling like somebody's going to use it and be like, see, you do use the word woke. It's like, no, I'm making it funny at other people's expense who call it woke. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Also, too, Game Freak said it's personal. I mean, it's fucking, it's funny. It's funny. There's a lot of funny things when you frame it a certain way. Same thing with everyone thinking, oh, you can't pick boy or girl. I'm like, yeah, don't worry. I'm pissed off about that, too. But then I'm thinking, like, wait a second. Game Freak ensured that it is one man and one woman as God fucking intended. So no matter what, like, you can't have Paxton hooking up with fucking Urbane because the whole point of your rival or your bestie in this case when the game starts is literally, like, the person's a simp for you, right? And so they said, no, we're not going to let you have a boy and have a boy simp after you. Fucking, it's so funny. It's so funny. So what you're saying is they need to cook more since what happened to Scarlet and Violet. No, it's not even just a cook more thing. It's not even a cook more thing. They have incompetent individuals who are just incapable of achieving an acceptable look. And then the people in charge are fuck asses. No, spending more time in the oven would not have saved this. It was never going to save it because some jackass approved. Okay, here. Let's how do I fucking do this? I can't do this. I can't do this visually. Basically, you have one fuck ass who comes in and says, okay, guys, we're continuing the story of Kalos, the professor who studies mega evolution. I know that we want this story to focus around mega evolution. What are we doing with the professor? Some other person comes in and says, let's kick him out of the game. And then somebody else says, brilliant, genius, we're gonna approve that. You don't change, you can't fix stupid. Okay, you just can't fix stupid. Abby, how much of this Game Freak wanting to make other games? I give me Pokemon, Game Freak. I'll save it. I will restore Pokemon to its former fucking glory. This Fujo could literally save the franchise and make it 10 times more profitable. There won't be a single goddamn fucking guy-on-guy hint. There might be a little subtext like some socks like they've done prior. But goddamn it, I would literally bring back, are you a boy or are you a girl? I would fucking bring back cool Pokemon. I would make it mandatory that at least 50 Pokemon every gen have to have hard edges, not this soft bullshit. The nurses must have larger racks. The police officer Jenny must be put in the fucking game. And I swear to God, continuity must be respected. We will solve the timeline issue. We will. I can do it. We will make skirts great again. We will bring back the mini skirt on the female pro tag and gender lock the characters. And we will make sure that the player knows that they're playing dress up with an intended character that has a name and that it's not a motherfucking self-insert for your goddamn fucking mental illness. Holy shit. We would have so much peak cool. You'd be begging, no, Savvy, I can't handle any more cool. Justice for Jenny, indeed. There'll be no self-insert pennies. Our fucking main man Peony will not be disrespected. Bad guys will be bad. Gangs will be gangs. And god damn it, the lawless zone will persist where you get to kill people's Pokemon. Yes, kill them, not make them faint. Kill. We're gonna go all in, folks. We're gonna go all in. It's too much cool, sir. We're tired of it. It's too much. Oh, man. All this fucking protein's really, really balancing out my emotions. President Savvy. Oh, man. Would you be able to fuck Typhlosion and Vaporeon? No, of course you won't be able to fuck Typhlosion. Typhlosion will fuck you. You'll lay his eggs, and he'll take care of you as the trad wife you long to be. You will give birth to his children, and he will bring you nuts and berries from the forest, and you will hibernate with your husbando in the cave of shame. And you will love your life. But yeah, if you want to have a side piece of Vaporeon, go for it. Dyson! My son, I want to play Elden Ring with you. No, you don't. No, you don't. How about resurrecting the Pokemon Revolt stories, Abby? Oh my. Who said that? Repent, Pokemon fucker! This just took a turn. And suddenly everyone cheering President Savvy was unsure now. She ruined her own campaign before it started. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm a very frustrating individual to play certain games with. There's a reason why I don't really do it. I stop myself from actually playing games with other people. You have to have a certain constitution to survive me. I'm not actually a fun person to be around. Everyone's just like, what does that even mean? I want my Gardevoir waifu. She comes with Mega Evolution wedding dress and everything. Exactly. I can carry you in seamless co-op. Oh no, it's not about carrying. Stop lying, you're a hoot. Well, bless you. Oh man. Helldivers 2 is on life support at the moment. Well, they fucked up their goodwill. They did indeed. So those were like the 4 big posts that I had. There's obviously other stuff that we can talk about. This is what I generally keep on my stupid Opera browser to motivate me to continue digging. Granted, I haven't been doing as much reading or research. I've literally taken the past, I don't know, like 20 days now, actually, doing the bare minimum. And then obviously with the Pokemon stuff, I've been too depressed to function. So, Savvy's a basement gremlin, yes. It means you embrace the Savvy rage to team up with her. Oh, goodness. Is Savvy drunk again? I have not streamed drunk at all since I gave up drinking back in 2020. Blabber! Thank you so much for the tippy. Savvy, have you tried meditation? I started HemiSync, and in 6 months, I lost 100 pounds from 500 to, 396, and found something more. Reality is not what it seems to be. Bless you, dude. That's amazing. Fucking round of applause in chat first off. That's fucking awesome, dude. I'm so happy that you actually found something that works for you, because, like that's more satisfying than, you know, I don't know. Like, there's certain problems, yeah, like when you solve certain problems, whatever, but like genuinely finding something that works for you and like can consistently work, that's just so rewarding. Meditation is an interesting thing. It's something that I actually think is very important for people. But however, no matter how much I've tried, and this started actually all the way back in college, I can't do it. I cannot clear my mind. I cannot properly meditate, even if I focus on breathing, counting, mathematic equations, thinking about something basic, you know, just light things to keep the mind focused in a way, in a form that maybe a normal person might not consider meditation, because I'm still thinking. But I did, and it just doesn't work for me. It doesn't calm my soul. I don't know why. Some people think that I'm giving excuses, but I've given it an earnest shot. Meditation does not work for me. I always end up drifting. I always end up going down existential holes. The minute my brain stops focusing on something, it goes straight to existentialism. It's so strange. It's unfun. It's unhealthy. It's not normal. But it is what it is, and I've just kind of learned to live with it to a degree. I do envy that meditation works for other people. But yeah, it doesn't work for me. Now, I do absolutely empathize, though, with the reality is not what it seems to be line. Because there are times when, and this isn't like proof of anything. And again, I don't think I'm so unique that I'm the only person in the world having this feeling. But the reason why that I try to describe it is because I assume other people have had it. So, I don't know if you've ever had a moment where you're sitting there trying to meditate or thinking deeply about something, and you try to imagine what life was like before you could feel or remember, right? Like before you were technically born. There are moments where when I'm thinking about that or certain other things or trying to empathize with the feeling of death, that I get this white noise feeling in my stomach. It's like a feeling of anxiety that's not in my chest. It's not a normal feeling of anxiety, but it's like hitting a wall, right? Like you're in the dark and you're clawing and you're feeling for something, and then you touch something and there's that brief moment of panic, right? Like, what did I just touch? That's what it feels like in my stomach. Like I'm trying to remember or experience something that I'm not allowed to. Like a warning. Like, you know, like when you're exploring a game and suddenly you get to like the boundary, even though there's clearly a road ahead of you, there's an invisible wall stopping you. That's how I feel. And then that makes me think reality is not what it seems. Because it's like there's this distinct feeling and it's consistent and I can trigger it. And it's the weirdest fucking thing. And I hate it. Oh, it's so weird. Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah, the clear boundary before existing. Yeah, like it's just a weird feeling. It's so strange. And I get so obsessed with that feeling sometimes. It's so weird. Do not peek beyond the veil. You are not capable of comprehension. And that is something that I try to tell myself. That's more in the past few years. I've accepted that maybe humanity is just not meant to know. But then it's like that endless curiosity is like, okay, well, that's still not a good enough answer for me. So I don't know. Savvy is naturally meditating. That's her default state of mind. I don't know about that. Sit in ice water and I promise your mind will not wander. It does. No, it does. I had to take actually cold showers and baths for an entire year because I couldn't raise my body temperature, and hot water would make me break out in hives. So I've done the whole cold stuff, cold water. Tried to get used to the ice bath thing when that became a popular thing. No, trust me, my mind wanders. And actually it's worse because it makes you do that inhale where you feel like you can't breathe. And then you're like, oh, this is a fun new feeling. What's it feel like to die? And then, yeah. Oh, shit, you're alive. Awesome. Bless. Default savvy is best savvy. Bless you. I can only meditate near water. Don't ask why. It just is. Hey, that's fucking normal. Honestly, water's calming. Unless, of course, you're looking into the deep ocean and have a fear of the deep dark and you can't see the bottom. Then it's not really calming at all. Concentrating on infinity, it triggers something like what you're describing, at least for me. Yeah. Stuff like that. Trying to imagine what's beyond the universe, how the universe can be ever expanding or not, or whatever. If we have a static universe, or we're in a black hole, and then that means we're in some other universe, but then you still end up in the same fucking loop of, okay, well, it doesn't matter what universe we're in. How does one universe? Yeah. Thank you so much for the squiggles. Lolly savvy, since when was this a thing? It's just me. This is a thing that I use when I'm too lazy to shower or brush my hair. So, fun fact. I haven't showered for a few days, and my hair is absolutely unacceptable to the point that I can't hide how oily it is. This is in relation to being so terminally fucking depressed over Pokemon. I don't hide it. That's fine. Thalassophobia is a bitch. I'm assuming that that's what that is. Death is not fun. Death is irrelevant. Death is a different state, and the problems of death should only bother me if I am in the state of death. Since I am in the state of living, I shouldn't concern myself with the matters of death. However, as much as I might have that mantra in my brain, it doesn't work. Stinky savvy. Yeah, just a bit. Savvy, I miss the old COD activists. I miss the old COD activists. Destroyed COD. Oh, I miss the old COD. Activists destroyed COD in Halo. Man, Halo MCC is not, I'm assuming that's Master Chief Collection, is not as good, but it's still got Bungie Halo, but Reach is now semi-tainted. Light armor, heavy armor crap. Why do activists destroy fun? Well, because they're a bunch of assholes who want to make everyone as miserable as them. That's why. That's literally it. Bathwater when? Unstable gooners. Guys, that requires me to actually take a bath. Why exactly are you depressed over Pokemon? I'm not a fan of the series, so I don't pay much attention. I'm going to release a 2-hour-long video, and there'll be a TLDR, don't worry. There'll also be a 10-minute long video with no spoilers of anything. That basically just says game fun, recommend it for people who want fun game, right? But the longer video, for the lore lovers, I will not be recommending the game. And I will dig into every fucking detail with that. I mean, look, it goes, oh shit. What was that? This is why I can't click around things. Oh, this is just... Oh, no, this is fine. This is just the research. Jesus Christ. Oh, you can see my art. or stuff like that. I don't know. Do you see the titles of things? Yeah, you do. Oh, there's all the collective shout shit, and then some other scripts and the timeline that I made. But yeah. Yeah, and like I said, my big 2-hour long video, I don't expect anybody to want to watch that shit. It's gonna be too long for anyone to give a shit about. It'll be nice background noise, I suppose, for anybody who likes my more reading voice, which is what I'm gonna be using. I'm going to try not to be loud with it, just because I think that some people listen to those types of videos more so in the background as something calming. And I'd rather also present it as that, because if I start getting too emotional about it, I'm just gonna make myself upset more. Oh, man. Too long to give a shit about? Madam, you need to look up Mahler. No, I know. It's funny because I watch long form content like that. Like, I love watching 6-hour long retrospectives of whatever, of old games. Like, there's one guy who literally makes like 6-hour long videos, and I look forward to it every time. They killed him off? No, they just soaked his fucking pictures in cologne. Like, this, okay, this is a personal jab. Not like to me, like nobody fucking put this in the game specifically because they saw me or know who I am. This is a personal jab to anybody who actually likes characters. This is such an off-the-cuff thing. Like, I've written unhinged things and focused on details that didn't necessarily make sense but sounds romantic to a fucking female, right? This is the biggest fucking FU to Fujos in the fucking world, and I hate it. Even though they're just photos, they seem to give off a whiff of cologne. Like, why the fuck would the photos have cologne? Why would they have his fucking cologne? Why would you do this? Why would you make me think of his smell? Why would you not describe the smell? You described Guzma's fucking bed, but you won't describe Professor Sycamore's fucking cologne? Even though you'll put his fucking scent on his pictures, which is just a Pokemon card, and then canonizing his fucking Garchomp from the anime, which, by the way, fuck you, Cynthia lovers! Fuck your shit! Guess what? You just got shit on! Cynthia's now officially weaker than a fucking Pokemon professor. Every single one of you and your fucking Cynthia supremacy bullshit fucking feel bad. His Garchomp is 1,000,000 times stronger than hers. I don't care if she fucking adopted gimmicks later on. This motherfucker has to know the ins and outs of fucking Mega Evolution. And you know what? His fucking Pokemon breaks through mind control. What's yours do, Cynthia? It fucking does nothing. So go on your date with Alder and get it the fuck over with. Fucking Sycamore's better. He's better in every way. He's got access to every Pokemon. He's got little fucking minions that adore him and are obsessed with him, and Trevor wants to be his best fucking friend. What do you have, Cynthia? What do you have? You have nothing. Nothing. Sycamore's Garchomp, his own fucking Shillmon, that he mega... You know what he fucking did? He saved the goddamn world in the fucking anime. What did you do? What did you... Oh, you're a fucking champion? You don't fucking do anything but champion bullshit. Sure, you might have a strong Garchomp, but fucking Professor Sycamore, he provides for his region. He lets everybody know what's going on. He allows everybody to have mega fucking evolution because he's a good guy. Fuck! Fuck, you hate this game. His cologne smells like Armani cigarette smoke and a tinge of sandalwood. I fucking hate that you use those words.
This is a Wendy's.
I need to go to a Wendy's and just do that. I'm crying. Oh, that was good. Oh, fuck. But no, using the tinge of fucking sandalwood, that really makes me think that you're an expert in fanfic writing, because that's a very common scent to go to, because for some reason women really like it. I fucking hate sandalwood! No, Professor Sycamore would absolutely smell like cigarette smoke for one, wine for two, 3 though, coffee. He's a heavy coffee lover. He loves his fucking coffee. Pokemon Masters X reinforces this because he likes coffee. You give him fucking coffee bags for the fucking dating sim game, where he just says the same fucking few lines over over and over again. But you know what? At least I know what he likes. He's really into that shit, you know? Loves his coffee. Loves his fashion. Loves his Mega Evolution, but you never know it from this fucking game. I'm an oak man myself. Dude, look. It's not just the young professors, all right? Professor Rowan has got it going on, which, by the way, Professor Sycamore also studied under Professor Rowan. And by the way, Cynthia was there, too, so we know that Sycamore and fucking Cynthia know each other. We know that they probably squabbled, and we know that she's never gonna be as smart as Sycamore. Guess who went on to become a fucking professor, bitch? Not you, whore! You fucking lucked out! You lucked out not being a professor, because professors just get shit on, so I guess technically good for you. Fuck you, bitch! But guess who did? Guess who went on to be valuable? Guess who makes more money by having a fucking sugar daddy who's now actually a sugar daddy and not just a fucking younger than you sugar daddy? Like, that's fucking weird, but whatever, Professor Sycamore, you know, whatever fucking floats your boat. He's got his fucking sugar daddy now. What do you have, bitch? What do you have? Sycamore's not the champion? Guess what? He had to go do all that shit and still become champion. He's also done the fucking tower of bullshit that the fucking dragon people set up. He had to go do that. Yeah, that's fucking canon! He may not be champion, but he saved the fucking region! He may not be champion, but he saves fucking Kalos! He may not be champion, he may not realize his best friend's a fucking genocidal maniac who absolutely was correct if you look at the current state of fucking Kalos! But, fuck! He's off on vacation now, none of this really matters. I'm so angry. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I love your username. Thank you so much. What, you're telling me these lawsuits aren't making Pokemon games better? Pal World isn't breaking my heart. Pal World doesn't fucking make a beautiful professor and then write him out of the fucking show. Pal World hasn't done that. No, you know what Pal World does? Pal World leads into itself and it says, hey, are you having a good day today? And then posts some motherfucking custom-ass animation of pals touching each other. That sounds sexual and inappropriate. I don't mean like that. I just mean nicely. They're petting each other, they're interacting with each other, and they're having a gay fucking time. Gay isn't happy. Not gay as in fuck this shit, Legend ZA. Fuck! No, Sammy, stop. Put the 3,000-year-old nuke cannon down. I can't help it. I was crashing out Pokemon lore. I'm very upset. I'm a very upset person. Are we feeling better now? No, now I'm just sweaty. Obi-Wan Kenobi, thank you, lol. Sorry, guys, it was worth it. It was. Oh, take a shower, drink some booze, woman. No, I will fucking suffer in sobriety. I'm actually not sober, though. I'm high as fuck right now. Imagine how much worse I'd be. Keep in mind that any champions are universally destined to lose to the player's OC, no matter... That's right, bitch! They're all destined to lose! In fact, Legend ZA, and here's a big fucking spoiler for you, Leon gets mentioned 5 fucking times! The unbeatable champion now being fucking beat down and reminded that he is indeed fucking beatable because our unfucking charismatic, soul-sucking main character had to dethrone the fucking industry plant. Nobody gives a fuck about Cynthia so much that they'd rather talk about the fucking 5-time losing piece of shit Leon. Yeah, that's right, he lost 5 fucking times. Where am I getting that from? I don't fucking know, but he finally got so fucking depressed, he probably finally lost to his goddamn stupid-ass brother. Fuck Hop. Fuck that little bitch. That little how copy pasta piece of shit needs to get his own fucking personality, and I'm glad his hopes and dreams got crushed. You know what path he ends up taking? He wants to go down the fucking professor route. He doesn't want to be a champion because everyone sees that being a champion's fucking retarded. No, he's gonna go be a professor because only cool people are professors like Professor Sycamore. Excuse me. If I ranted like that, I'd be depressed. Yeah, it's not honestly helping. Fucking crashing out of a Pokemon. She's my favorite streamer now. See, I told you Sammy's meditating by default. Oh. Hop wants to be a professor. Based. Yeah, his first fucking good choice in his life. Little fucking piece of shit. Oh, didn't Cynthia save the world by helping Rayquaza Mega Evolve to stop fighting between Primordial Groudon and Primordial Kyogre? Yeah, okay, listen, bitch. The only reason why that happened is because we were there too, all right? This all got facilitated because we are literally Jesus every fucking game. Sure, Cynthia may have had a hand in helping Rayquaza do some fuck shit, but guess who saves the actual world and gets noticed by Zygarde? Fucking Professor Sycamore. That's right. He's a beautiful man, and he stands alongside fucking Steven. Fucking Steve, that motherfucking wealthy-ass piece of shit twink. Holy fuck, the two of them needed to fucking kiss in that moment because Jesus fuck, that was hot. When they both Mega Evolved their fucking Pokemon to defend the world against Lysander, who was supposed to be his best friend, but in the anime, for some reason, Sycamore has no idea who fucking Lysander is, even though Lysander's like, Alain, my illegitimate son, who was birthed by Sycamore himself. You don't understand. We have to protect the professor. Guess who didn't get Lysander's eyes? Cynthia. Guess who did? Sycamore. Cynthia irrelevant. Sycamore top dog. Why is this important? Because Lysander is literally the best character in all of Pokemon, and everything that he's ever said has come to fruition, and he was fucking right. His genocide was justifiable, and we know this because, spoiler, big fucking spoiler, fucking Zygarde agrees with him! Yeah! Play the game to figure that one out, but it's fucking obvious, alright? People are probably going on about, oh no, he's just, he's getting punished or whatever. No! You don't understand. A man like Lysander genuinely believes he can do no wrong because he's not doing wrong. He knows this to be true, and what he is given in return may be a curse to others, but is a blessing to him because this is what he wants. He genuinely believes every single action he has ever taken has been noble and justified, even if in X and Y he didn't like things in the end because he based things on credit scores, all right? He knew he shouldn't have done that. He fucked up there because he realized rich people are stupid. Usually he was only around a curated group of rich people, but once he opened up his Team Flare to other people who could buy in, he realized, fuck, these people suck ass. But he found his equal and the love of his life in Sycamore, which they're just best friends. I'm just doing hyperbole because I'm mentally ill. Just let me have that. I know the distinction. They're just besties, okay? But I'm allowed to joke because of the orange socks. Anyway, so Lysander, right? He's hanging out there in the original fucking game, knows he's a noble bitch, and then he fucking dies. He's like, what the fuck? These children come in and they fuck my shit up. But then he's given a second shot, and you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And Lysander's takeaway. Lysander's literal fucking takeaway. And this would be any person's takeaway. Oh, all these people told me I did a bad thing. Why am I alive again? Oh, I must have done something good. I just did it wrong, so I have to go back and do it the correct way. Lysander was right. And he chose Sycamore. He didn't choose Cynthia. Steven's cool, though. And he gets a pass because he just likes shiny fucking rocks. All right? So he's going to latch on to fucking Sycamore like a baby kitten latching onto its mama for some fucking milk. Because Sycamore is the goddamn key to all the fucking rock fuckers out there, all right? All this shit revolves around rocks. Guess who the first rock expert fucking is? Sycamore. It's not Rowan. It's not Oak. It's not fucking anybody else who came after. It's fucking Sycamore. He is literally the most important fucking professor in the entire fucking series because he's the first rock expert. They didn't fucking put rocks in fucking Legends ZA, or not Legends ZA, Jesus Christ, Legends Arceus, and for the leaked game, Legends Galar, oh, maybe we'll have some Galarian. Shut the fuck up! No, they're not! It's not going to be it is going to be the rocks. But the point is, it will all come from Sycamore. Sycamore is the rock whisperer. It's always been the rocks. Steven is just a rich little fucking 20-year-old twink who just wants his rocks, okay? Steven knows, he reads the text of Sycamore. Steven Stone is the rockhead. Yeah, but guess what? Guess who's figuring out the rocks? It's not fucking Steven, it's Sycamore. He defaults to Sycamore's expertise. Okay? We love milk. Wait, why are we talking about milk? What, you mean Professor Elm is not the most important one? Look, he's a cutie too, alright? I love all my old men professors. No, we have a young fucking genius in Professor fucking Sycamore. They wrote him out of this, or at least in the base game for fucking ZA, because they're a bunch of fucking assholes, and I have had to be so careful not to drop gamer words. I have had to be so careful, all right? The words I would use if YouTube would not ban me when describing the actions of these... Masuda needs... Every single person needs to write a letter to the Pokemon Company and just say, Masuda was right. That's it. Just leave it at that. Don't say anything else. Do not, just get the Japanese characters for fucking Masuda was right. Not fucking. Don't put in fucking. Just do Masuda was right and then hand deliver that. They have to be handwritten fucking notes. Masuda was right. Fuck all of you. Whoever the fuck was in charge of ZA, what the fuck was his name? It's like Teochigi or something. Fire him. Fire him! He has no respect for the Rock Man! knowing TPC, Sycamore is going to be paid DLC NP. Yes! Most likely. Just like all the other ones that they fucking hint at. Dear Paul, no, don't even say fix your shit. Just say Masuda was right. Masuda was always right. Savvy's gone into game. Savvy's gonna go into Game Freak and basically yell like a crazy one to the heads until she's blue in the face. All right, Grandma, it's okay. We know. Konnichiwa, bitches. It's draft day. What? Wasn't Masuda directly responsible for the casualization of the games? No, Masuda was directly responsible for the in-depth stories and the way that you fall in love with the villains. Not because they're morally gray. And he also fucking believed and approved of the concept of actually having bad guys in a fucking game. Go wonder. Legend ZA, guess who the bad guy is? Guess who the fucking bad guy is? Spoiler alert, it's not who you think it is. It's fucking no one. It's fucking no one. The bad guys were the writers all along. That's who. Someone start up the rice cooker. Oh, man. Any update on the Collective Shout Visa Mastercard? That was actually the start of the stream. Although the Collective Shout stuff, I'm doing something different. I hate Team Flare. Don't even fucking get me started on why Team Flare's in the fucking game. Don't even get me started. Do you want me to get started? Do you want me to just spoil it right here, right now? All of it? Do you want me to tell you why Team Flare is taking over Professor Sycamore's lab? Here, we'll put up a fucking poll. You guys can vote on. I don't even know how to do this. Start a poll. Spoil all of ZA right now. Yes. Yes. Do it. No, do not do it. Start poll. This is your chance to leave if you don't want to be spoiled. There is a poll, and I'm once again, I mean, it's very obvious that I'm already spoiling a good bit of this. There you go. Because this is just going to go into another fucking rant. And all of this will be said much better and calmly in the video. But yeah. How did it go from 70 votes to 60? Oh, there it goes. Not gonna play this shit anyway. I did my part. Lies. Well, no, I will actually be calm because it's gonna be in a controlled environment. This is all off the cuff. This is all off the cuff. Okay, well, that's good enough for the voting, I suppose. I mean, I'll let it go for another. I mean, it's 97% to 3%, you know, like, you guys obviously do not give a fuck, and I've given you more than enough time to now close out of the stream. Okay. The whole fucking reason why Team Flare is in the lab. They give you the reasoning. Do you want to know? So this is why Mabel, a complete fucking no-name, has took over, right? It's because Team Flare got in trouble with the law for what they did, and now they're basically on house arrest. Mabel, who claims to have loosely been engaged in research prior, said that at least she doesn't completely hate the position because it's what she was doing anyway. But so she's not really allowed to leave, and that's it. That's fucking it. They put Team Flare fucking motifs in the fucking lab to try to do some goofy subversion. Ooh, what are we gonna do with this? Fucking nothing! They do fucking nothing! There is no payoff! There is no fucking payoff for this shit! They're just there because they're on fucking house arrest and they were writing is that? All this shit happens off fucking screen. You're greeted by somebody in the lab who says, oh, I was fucking traveling all around and come back to Lumios and the city's all different. In fact, the fucking professor's resigned too. He leaves a note for Mabel saying, oh, by the way, here's all my Pokemon. Go ahead and give everyone the fucking Shillmon because nobody's choosing Bulbasaur and nobody's choosing fucking Squirtle. Just give everyone a fucking Charmander who passes through here. Fuck! Like, what are you doing? Would you rather they just pretend Flare never happened? I'd rather them just say, oh, it's so much calmer now that Flare is in jail, that everyone associated with Team Flare is in jail. It'd be great. That would have been way better than this fucking subversive bullshit of where they try to make it seem like Team Flare's back and taking over the fucking lab in a hostile takeover. No, they do this fucking shit. This is terrible fucking writing. You know the writing is so fucking bad? Okay, so look, there's this thing called the Rust Syndicate, right? You would think that, oh man, the Syndicate, this has to be a crime mob shit thing, right? We're gonna fucking have a loan shark in the game. That's so cool. You know how they introduce him? You get halfway through the fucking game, and then all of a sudden, it just comes up. They can't find fucking Tawny, right? So the main fucking character is Paxton. If you're not playing the Pokemon games with the lead fucking starting male character, you're doing it fucking wrong. Shut up, I don't care, right? So the way that they introduced the fucking Rust Syndicate, this cool-sounding mob, this crazy group that you might come across in the city and then, try to go inside, and they're like, hey, what do you think you're doing here? You can't do that. Do you not see what God's here, right? Like, they're making fun of that shit, this mob shit, and you're like, oh my god, is Giovanni fucking back? And then you get introduced to this because Tawny's disappeared, right? So she's running around town helping people because that's her thing. She loves to help people. Well, so she fucking goes off, and then the fucking leader or whatever and Naveem, they're both like, oh my god, where's Tawny? Fucking loans and some shit. We gotta go solve this. And then you're literally told by one of the characters, oh, they syndicate, and they make you do some shit, and I don't know if they're gonna make us do that, and I don't know if the rumors are true. And this is halfway through the game, by the way, that the first time you're hearing it. Within 30 fucking seconds, though, it transitions to a fucking phone call. Oh, hey there, you know who I am? I am the bad guy with Rust Syndicate. You have to come talk to us about the thing that you just had exposited to you. No! You know what good writing is? Have the fucking character constantly, Tawny constantly say, oh, do you need money for something? Here you go. Oh, man, I needed some money for a commercial, but I took care of it, so we're going to be good, and we're gonna bring customers to the fucking hotel, right? They could have stretched this out in little drips of dialogue that would have been infinitely better, and the payoff would have been so much sexier if they had just done that. Which, by the way, instead of fucking getting an actually badass, cool fucking mob group, they're turned into a fucking joke because you can't have bad guys anymore in the goddamn Pokemon game, even though we used to get child abuse in the form of Guzma, but now everyone has to be happy fucking feely time, so even the loan shark can't break your fucking fingers. No, he's gotta fucking feel bad and know what it's like to come from a bad place, and all he wants to do is just repay somebody whose vision he totally trusts, which, by the way, the person who he totally trusts is the bad guy from the last fucking game, once again vindicating Lysander. Bujos can't get shit. Everyone was so excited that this poison motherfucker was actually going to be a baddie, and we were going to have a bad guy to fawn over, because fawning over the bad guy and making them worse is half the fun of fiction. And now we can't do that. At least we can go back to Guzma and continue to beat him with golf clubs. No, we have to have happy fucking feely time, and we can't even get Vinny to beat us up because he's a big softy too. Fuck! Does nobody care about the violence? What's up, Savvy? How are you? I'm doing great. How are you? My son, how much fucking meth are you on, woman? I'm a very passionate individual crashing out about Pokemon. This is sober. Oh, man. I can breathe. This is actually really cathartic, thank you. Because if I do this at my husband, which I've already done, he just stares at me and he's like, I don't understand why you're so upset by this, but I'm so sorry. And then he's just been buying me chocolate continuously, thinking that that'll help. It hasn't helped. Can we go back to villains trying to destroy the world? Yes, please. It's Savvy the Crashing. Like, seriously, the people who say shit to me on fucking Twitter, the reason why they'll never hurt me is because they will never make me feel pain the way that the Pokemon companies made me feel pain. The best way, if you want to truly damage me, if you want me to truly remove myself from this world, get me to fall in love with your fiction and then break my fucking heart by breaking continuity and doing something ass mad. Your husband sounds lovely. Unfortunately, he's just not a big a nerd. He's amazing when it comes to like first-person shooters. He's fucking phenomenal. He really is. He just doesn't understand being mentally ill. Which good for him. Good for him, honestly. I can just see Savvy screaming at the PC screen. It's not a pretty picture. I'm actually so fucking glad I did this behind my VTuber because holy fucking shit, my face is actually probably red from not breathing. Must admit, a rated M Pokemon game is something that I want. It's what everybody wants. They keep trying to say, oh, it's for the children. No, the fuck it's not. It's not for the children, okay? My children will like Pokemon because I will beat it into them with love. That's the only reason why. This is not for the children. Have your fucking kids version, whatever, do that. But also give us the mature version because quite literally, that's who's keeping you alive. The mentally ill fucking 30-year-olds who obsess over your fucking characters, who literally froth at the mouth over the line of being told that Sycamore soaks his fucking photos in his goddamn cologne. That's who your fucking moneymakers are. That's who's paying your salary, not fucking little Timmy, who's like, oh my god, Dad, can we go to the store today and hope that there's no scalpers so that way I can get my shitty fucking Pokemon card? That's not who's paying the fucking bill, motherfucker. It's me! Me who pays the fucking bill. Me who's going to be mentally ill and want to buy an entire fucking console for 2 lines of dialogue. Well, guess what, motherfucker? You lost that. You lost me. And if you think I'm the only one who's not willing to do this after fucking 35 years of loyalty, fuck you. Fuck you. And the worst part is knowing I'll never get a do-over, so why the fuck would I continue to invest in your goddamn shit when you don't care? What are you gonna do to Raihan in the future? What are you gonna do to Leon? You've already proven you don't care about him. Why should I care? I should just assume Professor fucking Rowan is dead. You don't care about him. When was the last time you mentioned Rowan? This would have been a great game to bring him back. Maybe Rowan was the one at the lab. Maybe he had to take over because Sycamore was so fucking depressed over his best friend that he never actually recovered and then he wants to go find him. Maybe he should have hired Emma to go find him. Why is Emma looking for him? Why does Emma give a fuck so much? Why is her Pokemon always sick? Why is she wearing a bodysuit and looks like she's from the fucking future and doesn't blend into the fucking city? That's totally not something that you're gonna explain in the future, I bet. Yeah, that's right. I fucking called it. Fuck you. This is terrible fucking writing. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if everyone's like, oh, it's just a kid's game. No, it's not just a kid's game. They have literally tackled concepts of genocide, debt, the fucking darkest shit, like fucking the empty nest syndrome. I don't care what anybody says too. Lusamine was actually pretty well fucking written, and why she went crazy, that was a very human reason. I liked the humanization element of why she was bad, but the point remains that she was still bad. What they did after the fact was fucking mental illness, and of course in the anime, furthering that mental illness by having her daughter being fucking terminally abused and going back to her abusive mother. That was a fucking thing. But whatever, those are semantics. We used to have fucking fairy tale. You know what fairy tales actually were? The Grimm's Brothers fairy tales. People died in child stories. Once the Disneyification and the enshittification and the softening of our species happened, everyone turned into raging fucking pussies. If Disney didn't bastardize what a fairy tale was, we wouldn't have any fucking soft, gray-ass moral bullshit in Pokemon games today. But now I have to fucking sit here because everyone's like, well, we have to protect the children. They can't know that death occurs in the world, and God forbid we tell stories that keep kids from wandering out alone in the forest because there's monsters out there. God forbid we have morals in our fucking kids' stories that aren't just goo-goo gaga fucking feels good. Fuck it. Pokemon tackles dark shit. They have never shied away from that. I loved that. It didn't have to be the deepest fucking story. It didn't have to make sense. En's mother is a fucking Zoroark. Who cares? Who cares that his fucking abusive dad got with a fucking fox mommy? Who cares? No one cares. Tell your goofy ass shit. Let there be some darkness. Children, yeah, okay, they need to be protected, but fiction's not gonna fucking hurt them. Fuck. Why can't we tell them stuff, but we can talk about if you're a boy or a girl? You can't even do that! I'm gonna count this as a what? I don't even know. Darth Cactus, thank you so much for the membership renewal. Sorry, I wasn't listening, Fox Mommy. Yeah, there's a whole big running gag that the reason why N can talk to fucking Pokemon is because Gets is fucked a fucking fox. I don't know. I don't think the Zoroark is actually his mom, though. No, it's just something we like to mean about, but, like, also at the same time, his mom is a Zoroark. Like, it's fine. Typhlosion sweating intensifies. Kids love spooky stuff. They loved watching gargoyles for that reason. I loved gargoyles! It was dark and wonderful. Oh, it's a fucking flip of the coin to choose the correct gender at the character creation screen. It is. It is, and it's an embarrassment. But Pokemon did the funniest thing, and you can see the belly button on the male models, so Paxton, but you can't see them on the female one, aka Harmony. And I think that that's funny. So right now, Pokemon literally is saying that girls are just aliens and they weren't born naturally. Meanwhile, you get fucking femboy supremacy, but unfortunately all the tops are so fucking hideous that you can't even have femboy supremacy because no self-respecting femboy is gonna dress in any of that shit. Males are allowed to be more lewd. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? That's not true equality. I believe in true equality. Either everyone gets looted or no one gets looted. No, I would prefer the former. Everybody just gets looted in fiction. I don't give a fuck. Remember when you could date an idol in one of the Pokemon games? Pepperidge Farm remembers. We all remember. They took so much out of Pokemon, dude. This game is lacking so fucking much. Even the cafe thing is so depressing. It has all of the potential to be so fucking cute, and it is so fucking depressing in execution. Pal World, literally, at launch, a bunch of people who did not know what they were doing delivered a more robust experience in what people wanted, and it didn't even have to be that deep. Just the concept of being able to pet every single one of your pals in a unique manner that made sense to them and see it on screen, that's it. That's all Pokemon had to do. But savvy Pokemon has over yeah, they do. And they've had 30 fucking years. They've had 30 fucking years to do this. It is the most profitable fucking company in the fucking world. They have such a small team. I admire them for actually not going big fucking massive budget. I love small budget games. It makes the most sense. I'm fine with small games. I love the linearity. There we go. Linearity of Legend Z to A. I love it, actually. I really do. I don't think open world is the way to fucking go. I think open world games are a waste of fucking time because it is a cop-out. It is a selling point that no longer honors what it was made for. And a Pokemon game needs structure. It's not about just wanting the same formula or the exact same thing. It's about what works and what sells them, right? What creates a consistent product? What are areas that they can build off of? The battle system, I think, is a great experiment, but it completely changes what the battling is, and I don't think that it should replace the turn base. I really don't. I don't think that the stats work overall as a competitive thing because then you just get into button mashing and that's it. Yes, there is an element of skill with the protect and teleport and some other things, and I think that that's really cool and those are things to explore in the future. But for now, the battle system as it remains for mainline games need to stay with the turn-based system because it just makes the most sense. It's beautiful. It's there. There's so many moves, so many types and things that you have to account for, and it just makes the most sense. Turn-based is good for this. Now, I don't even know where I was going with that. Why did I suddenly feel the need to praise them? That's my mental illness coming in, needing to balance out all my anger. Yahoo! Oculus, thank you so much for the tippy. Hi, Sammy, glad to see you streaming again. Please accept the super chat for your femboy tax. Did you hear about Beardo's crash out on Tuesday night main event about Bush? No, I didn't hear about any crash outs, mostly because it's not surprising that there's a crash out happening about Bush. I don't know why we're crashing about other things when there's Pokemon, but yeah, no, I didn't hear about that. Oh man. Whew. I am a very, very sad panda. I didn't want to spend too long on the Pokemon thing because I was making the video, but this has honestly been cathartic, so thank you for that. Yeah, I'm a grown-ass woman crashing out about Pokemon. This is very self-aware. Yes, I raise my voice. Yes, I'm very passionate. It's it's theatrics a little bit, but It's genuine. I genuinely feel this way. I genuinely feel a bit sad and frustrated and annoyed. Will I buy things in the future? I don't know. I mean, this is the first time I'm not buying a Nintendo console at launch. This is the first time that I'm not buying a Pokemon game that I didn't have it pre-ordered. This is the first time I'm not doing a lot of things. One of the other strange things too, and this is something that I will still keep going back to and harping on, is the fact that they just didn't advertise this game. I was in Tokyo a month prior to this release, and you would have never fucking known it. They had a couple of billboards and things like that. Just a couple, like not even billboards, I should say, like those little cardboard cutouts at the entrance of the store. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't bring anything back. They didn't have any fucking teaser merch or anything like that. They didn't have anything. And like that should have been, I mean, it was a red flag among many red flags, but that should have really been the big moment of like, they did not spend money on marketing for this. They kept this as low budget as possible to move on to the next fucking thing as fast as possible. And that breaks my soul. It does. Another thing I remember is that as a kid, I was a huge fan of Pokemon and Pikachu. His parents, in a noble gesture, left a picture of Pikachu. Huge fan. His parents, in a noble gesture, left a picture of Pikachu on his grave. I think they even had stuffed animals and I might have missed something there. Oh man. Nintendo went full corporate. Yeah. Like the other thing too, and I said this on Twitter, and I do need to say it here. I want the game to still sell well because I don't want them to associate failure with Kalos. And I don't want them to associate failure with Legends. But if it sells well, then it's rewarding shit tier writing. And it's rewarding literally not giving a shit. Because the board will say, oh, it's because it was Kalos. Oh, because it was a Legends game. Oh, because of XY. They're not going to admit that it's because of them. They're not going to admit that it's because of the quality of the writing. They're not going to look at the actual complaints. Like, if I could just sit those people down and just say, look, the game is fun. The game had potential. This is where you went wrong. Then, maybe, but until like they just have no reason to listen. They're literally making more money than any other company will ever see when it comes to an IP. Like there's no, just like with the Visa and Mastercard thing, there's no win. This is a lose-lose for everybody involved. If you care about lore, this game should be like the nail in the fucking coffin for you. If you don't care about lore, then that's totally fine. Yahoo! Thank you so much for the squiggles. I'm a wizard now. Savvy as of 8 days ago. Growing up made me realize is that part of becoming more mature is a lie. You don't grow out of your passions. You're still an 8-year-old with discipline and more complex brains. Wait, I'm a wizard. Savvy as of 8 days ago. Growing up made me realize is that part of becoming more mature is a lie. You don't grow out of your passion. Oh, no, that's very true. You're still an 8-year-old with discipline and more complex brain. I don't know about the discipline part, but yeah, no, that's true. I technically am still very much so into the things that I was in when I was younger. Nothing was a phase for me. Nothing. I'm still into Pokemon the exact same way that I was when I was fucking 8. In fact, I'd say that my passion is only stronger. Oh, wizard means 40. I did not know that. I didn't know that at all. But yeah, no. I'd say that I'm still very much so the same me in terms of interest, liking plushies, liking dyeing my hair, drawing, gaming, the things that I like, the things I'm willing to get into. They're all very much so the same things of like, younger me. I think definitely as you mature, you can tell yourself, oh, maturing is giving up video games. Some people will try to say that, but I disagree because if you engage with fiction in any way, shape, or form, then that defeats that person's argument. I don't think rejecting fiction makes you an adult. I think if anything, it just makes you narrow-minded and misguided. I don't know. Wizards are 30-year-old virgins. Oh, so there's that. There's actually, oh god, this is so fucking silly. So I know about the wizard thing being the 30-year-old virgin from a yaoi that's just a slice of life one because it's called Cherry Magic. But basically the guy doesn't have sex, so when he hits 30, when he touches people, he can hear their thoughts. And so after he has sex, he loses it, but it's yaoi, and apparently butt sex still counts for having sex. So congratulations. According to the yaoi, if you're still a virgin and you don't want to be a virgin anymore, just fuck a femboy. And it counts. Oh, man. 70-year-old and virgin is a lich? Bro. That would be the chosen one. That would be the chosen one. That's gay. Yes. Look, man, women suck right now. I feel so bad for men. If I was a dude and I didn't have sex by 30 and I had to deal with the state of women in America today, I would either, one, first leave the country, but if that couldn't happen, then yeah, I'd probably go after a femboy. I wouldn't even care at that point. But again, that's just because the women are so insufferable. Like, even when I was with women, I never dated them. I thought they were all fucking annoying. I just, the shallowness in me. A woman's beautiful. How do you not love tits? How do you not want to fucking take a little bite out of that peach? But fuck, dude, I would never live with one. I would never do it. I would never date one. I made the mistake once. I said, oh yeah, I guess we could get into a relationship, because she's like, oh, I want to be exclusive. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. And it lasted about 2 weeks, and I'm like, I can't fucking do this. Why are you nagging me? Holy fuck. I'll just stick to 2D, 3D pig, 2D pure. I'm 30 and still a virgin. Does that make me as rare as a unicorn? It makes you whole. You haven't been stripped bare by the abusive woman. Agreed women are beautiful. Yes. I stand by what I said earlier. I bought CA without watching much promotional material. I haven't bought the DLC because I hate day one paid DLC. If the base game isn't fun, I'm not giving them more money, and this might be the first game in decades that I sell back to GameStop. Yeah. I mean, I hope everybody has fun with the game. The farm loops are really not that bad. It's pretty entertaining, and you can get a decent team early on. And I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. Pure Odin. The bisexual nightmare of female dating. Ugh. Fucking right. Yeah. Star Phoenix, thank you so much for the tippy. When I became a man, I put away childish things, including the fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown up. C.S. Lewis, thanks for rants. When I became a man, I put away childish things, including the fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown up. I think I understand. I think I do. C.S. Lewis was a wise man. His experience turned her completely straight. No, it's just the usual biological clock kicked in, but I knew that if I was ever going to fall in love with somebody who I wanted to spend my life with, I figured it would be a man. I knew that I could never connect with a woman in that way, that I could never wholly love the personality of a woman to the point of marriage and a lifelong fidelity there. I just fucking knew it. I knew that would never happen. That and the biological clock is very real. It may not express itself in everyone so loudly, but it very much so is real. And I know for a fact, especially now, but I knew then, that I would also have the desire to be pregante or have children. And I wanted my own blood. And in order to do that, I need a man. And that was part of it. But also my husband is literally perfect in every sense of the word. So, that is what it is there. But yeah. The Gaming Mason, thank you so much for the tippy. Hey, yo, Savvy, with this level of autistic energy with Pokemon, no wonder Beardo won't face you. He's out of his depths. Yeah, I mean, it's like I've never... I got the wrong Pokemon autism. I kind of wish I did get the full-on battle autism and, actually wanted to go to Worlds and things like that. Because I feel like with my memory, I could actually do pretty well. I'm nowhere near Wolfie, mind you. The man is unbeatable. Good for him, right? Love watching his battles and shit like that. But there are times where I wish I actually did care a little bit more about the battling, because I just wonder like how cool would that be? How cool would that be to try to be a real world Pokemon master? How cool. But I'm such a fucking weirdo. Jesus! Thank you so much for gifting a membership. Please enjoy whoever receives it. Enjoy the bush giving. He married you. He has to be perfect to support you. Amen. Did you hear that Tomonobu Itsugaki, creator of Ninja Gaiden, and Dead or Alive, has just passed away? What? Fucking, isn't he was young. Why? Rip to him and his family. I hope that they heal quickly, but why? Why indeed? That's too young, man. Although I'm also still of the mindset that 90 is too young. 100 years is not enough time. Aww. Epic rip. Dude's a fucking legend. We wouldn't have the greatest, sexiest fighting game that still kicks ass. Amen. Legends never die. Very true. Very true. Yeah, there'll never be another good Dead or Alive now. Yep. Oh, man. Too much sadness today. Too much. I'm fucking sad over Pokemon, sad over this now, sad over just everything. It's just a sad day. I don't even know what I'm doing. What am I looking for? It hasn't even been a full 2 hours yet. Holy shit. I thought honestly that rant was like an hour long. And your woman is hot. That is a good balance. Let me see. Holy shit, I'm gonna break YouTube. So, this thing. Okay, there we go. I'm just trying to see something in the YouTube. Oh my god. So YouTube now actually keeps track of all of the tips. Oh, excuse me. The super chats. Which, you know, it only took them years to come up with this. That's great. Then for some reason I can change the layout from horizontal to vertical, I guess. I don't know. Ugh. I guess to get away from all this stuff now, to get away from all this bullpucky, I don't know, I'll leave this on the screen, I guess. I did have a couple updates. So, I expressed before, after I was coming back from Tokyo, that I was very inspired while I was in Japan, and that's still very true. I am absolutely still inspired. I had a very rocky existence though over the last like 20 days. From being sick, and then of course being too emotionally depressed to deal with anything. But I've done even more research into like keychains and merch and things like that. Now I just need to actually like draw some designs or clean up some old ones. But I hope to actually have some stuff before the end of the year. So for people who do want to buy little things or support me, you can through that. I've looked at doing locals or Subscribestar, and I just don't feel like I offer anything to make that worthwhile. And I'd rather put my effort into physical things like stickers or posters or art. So I am looking into more of that. People have asked me about commissions ever being open, and I am sticking to stay tuned for Sammy's 2-hour video rant on ZA. Yeah, exactly. The whole I mean, I'm like halfway through done with the script, but yeah, so I'll have physical stuff eventually. The Subscribestar stuff or like a subscription service, just I don't know, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me right now because I feel like I don't offer enough exclusive content for that to be worthwhile for people. I will be going to MegaCon. I've already had some people ask me about that. The commissions. I've had people ask about the commissions. The only commissions that I will probably ever do is when I am feeling like I am spending too much money in Genshin, and will only open up emote commissions for whatever nominal fee. I don't know. I think I ended up on this last go actually charged less than I normally would. And so I'll probably just keep doing that. So occasionally the only thing you will ever be able to get from me is emotes. So I could pay for my Genshin spending habits. The other thing is I barely have a schedule once again anymore. I've wasted a lot of time, but I did put out more videos so far this month, even if they are short, simple, and sweet. The feedback has been good. Obviously, it's a bunch of, I range in topics. My channel doesn't have a specific theme, and that's always been a point of, what's a good way to put it? It makes me self-conscious, right? Because if somebody wants to watch info dumps, but then like the next time that I put out, the 2-hour long rant on Pokemon, but at that point, I don't care. I've officially stopped caring. Which is a good thing. And I know I've talked about this before, and I've talked about this in regards to wanting to make the RimWorld content. I have not sat down to be able to play RimWorld. I have been depressed. But I do have the big mod pack just for the big goofball, funny first-time story. And then any stories that I do after that, I'm going to do more curated stuff. But I just kind of want to see what happens for the first go. So the first RimWorld videos will be purely experimental, because I have to find what works for me too. So, to some sways where it sways, it is what it is. It's very true. It's very true. What's your view on Ananta GTA anime? I will only play that. I'm not even gonna bother with GTA. Like, honestly, like, so many red flags have gone off about GTA. I'm not gonna get my fucking hopes up with that. The only thing that I even care about anymore with GTA is modded servers, so that way for roleplay, and because I don't do GTA RP anymore, I don't care. Ananta tackles the visual bones that I love. The main character is attractive and goonable. The Japanese voice acting is quite nice. The Chinese voice acting is also good. I don't mind it. So I'm very excited for that. Goodbye. Thank you for hanging out. Can't believe Anime GTA coming out before GTA 6. I'm glad, because it just means that, people can just fill the void sooner. But yeah. So there's all that stuff. In terms of gaming, now I did promise you guys, actually, there was a game that I don't remember if it came out or not officially, but I said that we would play it, and it was that Relooted game. I don't know if you guys are still interested in watching me suffer through that. I did think that that would be a good Savvy Suffers candidate, because we haven't had a Suffers series for this year. Last year it was Dustborn. I'm going to make this an annual thing where we just play the most god-awful propaganda possible. Weed, you need weed. You can tell I've sobered up because my voice is a little bit faster here. Don't play it, it's pure trash. It has been released. Well, that's the point, right? It's supposed to be trash. We make fun of the reading or the writing and stuff, and yeah. Most people couldn't make it through the demo. Really? Really, it's that bad. But you've already suffered plenty? No, I need to suffer more at this point. It's not enough that Pokemon was taken from me. I just have to be surrounded in suffering. The Gaming Mason, thank you so much for the tippy. Me being meteorologist and storm chaser, we got another EF5 tornado this year before GTA 6. Dude, that's crazy. Also, being a storm chaser is wild. Please be safe out there, but that's so cool. Back in Nebraska, we used to do our dumbass version of storm chasing, where whenever it got cloudy and windy, we'd just try to go drive into the cornfields and see what we could find. We've seen some shit before. They're small and far away, but like it was cool. It was cool. It was scary, but it was very cool. What's with the no camera? I haven't showered for a few days, and I didn't feel like being on camera. I also did not feel like putting on pants. So I do need to update the character model, so maybe I'll do that today. This needs to get updated for, it's a little cooler now, so I'll probably put a hoodie on her instead of just, being so basic. I mean, even this has more detail than the Pokemon models, so that's a thing. Yeah, I'm literally sitting here pantless. I'm pantless. I barely have anything on top. I just wear like a zip-up jacket. Nothing else. Oh, man. Yeah, whenever I use this, you just know I haven't showered, I haven't bothered to brush my hair, and it's that unacceptable. He's on typical. Fucking coming in here to roast me. Imagine the smell. I don't really smell. I do hate clothing. I do believe clothing restricts the creative process. I believe that when you are in your castle, you should be allowed to be naked and embrace that. Have you tried out Sonic Crossworld? I have not.
Yeah.
Darth Cactus, thank you so much for the tippy. Savvy, give me Best Ghoul and my life is yours. That's right, and we need to come back to Best Ghoul. We need to bring her back and give her a proper series as well. You know what? That's perfect for Halloween, but I'd only have 14 days to put that together. Maybe I can do that. Go take a shower, Stinky? I need to. I absolutely need to. My hair is disgusting. I don't know if I'll figure it out today. I'm a bit too depressed, if I'm being quite honest. After I turn off this, I'm gonna go back to writing my script and suffering through all of the notes and things that I've taken, and I don't know. Maybe draw Professor Sycamore in a skirt to make myself feel better. Make him embarrassed and make him cry. That's about the only thing I have to look forward to. Yep, life of a Fujo right there. Literally just abuse your favorite characters. I don't know why I admit to these things. I really don't. It's the little things. It is. So Sherlock's Brothers philosophy? Yes. Fatal Frame 2 remake? Wouldn't that be nice? I appreciate that you do. Yeah. Or watch DSP messing up in Mario Kart. It might help, maybe. No, you know what's weird? Like, I really don't watch... I don't watch people to make myself feel better like that. Like, I don't understand the fascination with DSP. I tried to get in on the memes and ask him where he gets his shirt from, and even though I wasn't being toxic, he was still being a boob. And it's like, I don't know, I'm fucking bored. He doesn't give me much material to go back and forth on. Why can't he crash out? I don't know. Oversharing comes with the tisms? I guess. I don't know. You're honest, Savvy? I'm something. He's a very strange anomaly. Aren't we all, though, in our own way? We're all just... I know I'm very strange. Y'all just watch me fucking shout and holler about Pokimane. Wait, not Pokimane the person, like Pokemans. I was just trying to make it funny, not invoke the woman who raped me and fucking kicked my salamander. God damn it! Ah, the trauma! Fuck! Oh, man. The problem with DSP watchers is that they document every single mistake he does. Granted, this is also on DSP himself. I think if he didn't react the way that he did, those kinds of things just wouldn't happen. I don't know. Justice for the salamander. Amen. Oh, if you're confused, go to my YouTube videos. I have a video that explains everything. Pokemon cards, Sopranos reference. Yeah, exactly. Is the salamander recovering fine? No, Philip died. The reason why I have the finely crafted micro refrigerator is actually because of my beautiful community generously buying it for me in his honor, in Philip's honor. So DSP is God's strongest, worst gamer beggar. Dude, it's so funny. It's so weird. Like, how do you, like, we have goofy goals and things like that. Like, we do the bully goals, right? Like, you guys bully me into watching movies, but it's just a fun, collective goofball thing. Like, it's not serious. You guys still get deliciously wonderful crash outs for free. I just spent 30 minutes crashing out in the most unwell rant one could possibly have about Pokemon. I'm crashing out over Cynthia versus Sycamore. It's a valid fucking crash out because everyone's delusional if they think Cynthia is honest to God the strongest fucking gift to mankind. Like, no, she's not. I'm sorry. You still get all that good stuff for free. Do you have any pets? I do. We have quite a few. Recent throne gifts lately. Actually, the 2 hoodies, yes. 2 people, or I guess a person? I don't know. I never know. I just, because, like, things come through anonymously and I try not to, like, dox anybody or whatever. But I had 2 issues for whatever reason with the 2 hoodies, so I have to go resolve that. Throne has funny issues sometimes. But I do have 2 hoodies on the way, which I'm super excited about. They're my Genshin hoodies. Oh, look, right on time. Bear's down here. Bear came down. It's his time for his 5:30 poop. Or pee or whatever. Or what is he doing? No, he just wants to be around Mama. He's just shifting. Yeah, my dogs get to roam, by the way. They're allowed to go on any floor because they're well trained and they don't get into stuff except for when they do. And then in which case you blame yourself because you left it out like a proper owner. But yeah, anyway. To be frank, Cynthia might not be a 10, but she's up there. I'll give you that. Who is Cynthia? That's the only right answer. Who's your main in Genshin? Who's my main? Venti. Venti is main. No, I play any flavor of the day. There. Out. Don't get into that. No. See, that's. He's sniffing around because I've left things out. Okay, sir. There you go. All right, he's crossed under the threshold. Yes, you know you're not supposed to be back here, mister. Yeah. Hassan keeps his dog in camera behind his desk at all times. Me, the complete opposite, who's like, please don't be back here. There's too much stuff for you to get into. Zap the dog. No. Also, he's making it so much worse for himself. All the fucking lie after lie is just crazy. Oh, man. It's Cynthia's best girl. And at the time, she did have a very strong team, mostly against people who did not understand the team building or type matchup. I don't understand how anybody ever struggled against her, but I'm also somebody who doesn't understand how anybody can struggle in the base game of Pokemon. It's very clearly a kid's game, like infantile game. I don't know. I will simple for my Pokemon waifu champion. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. You can simp. Just know that she's literally outclassed by Professor Sycamore. A French twink. Inspired by an Italian man. Never struggled against her, but her team was cool. Her team was so cool, dude. Yeah, but fucking Garchomp becoming the Shellmon just... Like, Professor Sycamore having a Garchomp just... So many cool Pokemon. And he had to have a Garchomp. See, look, even I can criticize. I criticize Sycamore so much. I call him a stupid little twink all the time. Abusing him is like the highlight of my life sometimes. When it comes to fiction, anyway. Varka comes out in 2 weeks, though. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum for fucking male archetypes. So at least I have that. Honestly, if I didn't have that to look forward to, I'd be very depressed. I actually probably wouldn't have been able to stream today. Sycamore Sim tells you all about Sycamore News at 11. The French professor is Italiano. Yes! Yes, his actual character notes for the character creation thing that the team underwent when creating him or whatever with the Terra Leak is that he likes women, but he's bad at them and he's pissed off of an Italian singer. And I'm like, oh, he's so beautiful. Not the Italian singer, I just mean Sycamore. Like, literally everything about Sycamore is beautiful and wonderful and fun. Oh, man. I respect Sycamore for giving me Gen 1 starters. You know what? It made him unforgettable in everyone's mind for that. Like, how do you just ignore that? How do you ignore him? Like, you can't. It's so good. I need to fix the little plushie in my lap, in my character lap. My little Sycamore. My thing is mirrored, obviously. His hair's facing the wrong way, but I need to fix it. I need to make a better one. I need to just, you know what? Everybody's stealing his lab coat. Maybe I'll steal his lab coat and put it on. I don't care. I'll fucking have my first Yume moment. I've never wanted that in my life, but I'll fucking do it. I don't care. So Italian Greek region might be the return of... You think I'm going to trust them and want them to bring it back now? No, they broke my fucking trust. They couldn't even bring Rowan back in a meaningful way. They're not going to bring back Sycamore. They're not going to fucking give me what I want. Oh, what? He fucked off from Kalos to go flee to Greece because too many fucking illegals were coming into his country? No, fuck that. Fuck that, man. Lysander just needs to execute his plan. Your Sycamoreism reminds me of Pippa's Colress. No! Pippa's a Colress fan? Oh, no. That tells me everything I need to know about Pippa right there. Oh, my God. Pippa. 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 We need to be friends. There are certain other, like, fucking Fujos who you just know that you can get along with based off of who they like. Professor Oak's still cool. I love Professor Oak. He'll always be my first love. Oh, man. But Chorus has a badass theme. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Chorus is good shit. Chorus is a really fun character. Sycamore has a badass theme too, though. Oh, and slowed down. Ooh. Ooh. Somebody did a cool ass edit of that. See the Savvy and the PP getting along. I don't know if she's a Fujo though. If you're into chorus and you're calling chorus your husband, you're a fucking Fujo. That's Fujo shit. She's hiding her Fujoshi bullshit then. I don't know. Some of them choose to hide, you know? Pippa's basically said twinks are the best form of a man. Again, Pippa fucking supreme right here. Holy shit, we'd get along. I bet, you know what? We should compare file sizes. Pippa actually had a chorus moment in front of his VA. That's amazing. Who's the Asmongold of Pokemon professors? That's a good question. You know what? I could see it being Kukui. Kukui's pretty level-headed. Kukui's chill. Is she Yumi Joshi? Oh, she's a self-insert? If she's Yume, she's self-inserting. She wants to marry him. If she's a Fujo, she wants to watch Chorus get railed by other men. There's one line from Professor Oak that always rings in my head when he's mentioned. You were close. Oh, man. I don't know what to do. I'm just listening to the music in the background that you can't hear from Pokemon ZA, and it's just like, I love the music so much. It actually sounds really, really good, but it just makes me so sad. Favorite Pokemon waifu and husbando go? Well, obviously, I mean, like, this is such a fucking hard answer because there's so many characters that I do actually like. But no, if I had to pick one of each, obviously Sycamore for husbando, and for the women, oh man, Olivia's I mean, she's right fucking there. She's right fucking there. Who else did I really like? Valerie. Valerie was waifu. I like my alien waifu. XY battle theme remakes brought me memories for show. Yeah. Sabrina will always be, I think, people's number one Dami mommy experience, because you just look at her and you're like, that bitch is gonna step on me and whip me. There's a time and place for everything, but not now. Professor Oak, yes. Pippa's a wonderful yabbit. There's a reason why Kyoshi and Pippa love each other. Definitely. Definitely. I'm getting text messages from my mother and husband in a group chat. Sounds like something he... My mother's gone away on travels again. You chose Whitney? Yes, everybody loves a good Whitney too. God, there's so many. There's so many, and that's what makes Pokemon so much fun too, that there's just so many to choose from. Whatever flavor you want, they're all there. That's why I like Genshin too. So many flavors. It doesn't matter. You could have every single character have the exact same body type, so long as you give them different personalities and let your imagination run free. Goddamn, dude. It's so much fun. I'm old school. It's Misty for me. Some people never break away from that. I feel like the latest iterations of Misty have been pretty good too. She's a lot more mellow now, which I guess just comes from maturing the character. I always loved Blue. I really did. Fucking Gary Blue, whatever. When he got aged up in Alola, I was like, thank fuck. Thank fuck I'm allowed to like him again. Skyla for the Shadow of Hedgehogs of the audience. Skyla, yep. Nimona May. A lot of people like Nimona. Yeah. Hey, Sos, thank you so much. Just sends money with wings. Bless you. This is going into my sadness fund. And if it happens by sheer coincidence that you are a Fujo, you get all male characters to be together. Yeah, basically. I mean, like I love crack pairings. Like, I crack pair the shit out of Sycamore and Guzma. By the way, there's 320 people listening to me being mentally ill. Thank you. Thank you for that. You guys have made my dreams come true. I can be mentally ill, you can make fun of me, and we can have mutual joy in that. Like, I'm literally sitting here saying, yeah, I shipped the fucking professor from Gen 6 with the bad guy in Gen 7. Two dudes, they file their taxes together and it's great. And then y'all are just like, fuck yeah, fuck you, you're a dumb bitch. Haha. I'm laughing and feeling better about my own life. And then it's like, we all just win. We love every second of it, bless you. You're a sad savvy, why? I already went on a really long rant. I don't need to redo it. Basically, Sycamore. You have great rants, bless you. Oh man. You're going to Bug Culture Casino for a bit. Ooh, have fun. Have fun. She's also I'm not a Raylo! I hated Ray! I believe Kylo Ren should hate fuck the shit out of the ginger, and that was the way that God intended. Holy fuck. They had so much sexual tension. Want to see destruction in human form, Sycamore? Exactly. You have like a fucking depressed street thug with refined Frenchmen. There's so much comedy there. Like, so a big popular pairing in the mentally unwell category for Fujoshis is Lysander and Guzma. But I personally like Sycamore because Sycamore is way more innocent. Or at least he comes off that way because he's bad at flirting, but he wants to or whatever. But, you can picture him sitting there with a cigarette and wine and, like just being refined. But then you have Lysander, who's very clearly aware of all the dumb shit and has dealt with thugs and shit like that and has to deal with all kinds of dumb shit in the business world. Like him and Guzma, that just, oh man, dude, it's so cute because I can just picture these dumb fucking rich to poor interactions, and they're just so funny to me. And like that's the joy that for as bad as the writing is, I don't need the Pokemon company to enjoy Pokemon. You don't need the source to provide you with endless content. You can just go to other people and be mentally unwell together, and it's the best. Who's the ginger? Ray's the brunette. Well, yeah, nobody gives a fuck about Ray. Nobody gives a fuck. Fucking Colonel Sanders is right there. The potential for Fujo brain rot is limitless. Exactly. I mean, like, you can have him with Blue, too. You could do that because he goes both to Alola and he goes to Kalos. You can do all sorts of dumb, mentally unwell things. Fucking, my personal fucking guilty sin, if I really want to out myself as being a goddamn disgusting piece of shit, is putting Rowan and Sycamore together. There's a lot of room for some fuck shit there, and I love that. I love the idea of fucking Rowan always holding shit over Sycamore because he's older and wiser and he learned from him and shit like that. That's fucking, that's some good shit right there. Say we never be real low because that's straight shit. I love straight ships. I love straight ships. See, I'm not like the fucking, I don't know how with all the yaoi and the yuri that I still actually have time for straight ships. Genshin is my most straight shipped fucking clusterfuck of ship fuckery that's ever existed. I put everybody with everybody in that fucking game. You put Verissa next to anybody, you're gonna have a good time. You put Deer Lady next to Alhaitham, fuck. Imagine Alhaitham riding on the back of the deer women when she's in fucking centaur form or whatever it's called, right? And he's just reading a book because he doesn't give a shit. And then she's just all majestic with her big fucking tits bouncing. Like, bro, you got the autistic guy with the sexy moon goddess. Like, fuck! Fuck, dude! That's so high. He's never seen tits in his life. And the first tits he's gonna get are those majestic honkin' badonkadonks. These are bazingas of the highest, most holy quality. And this motherfucker gets to taste the nectar of life. Aether Albedo is so fucking hot, man. I love the idea of just this fucking homunculus trying to figure out humanity, being so obsessed with gold that the first dude he sees that's got gold eyes and gold hair, he can't keep his hands off him. So good. Aether with anyone. Oh, fuck. He's a little fucking space twink who's ready to be passed around by every archon and every fucking baddie and every fucking good guy. And he's just got the loosest of bums because he's the most pleasant to fuck with everyone. It's so good. It's so good. See, now we're in the really mentally unhinged part of the fucking stream. What's happening? Imagine you getting banned from Australia for defaming Collector's Shout because they misunderstand defamation. Oh wait, they've never filed anything against me. I think that's funny. I think it's because they know that I'm crazy. And I think that they really want me to just go away. And I think they're actually relieved I have stopped talking about them. But it's gonna start because I'm crazy. I paid $100 for Flynn's for my daughter. Has my money been well spent? Yes. If Flynn's is your daughter and you paid $100 to have your daughter, yes. Flynn's is well worth the money. I'm glad I put money into the game so that way I can have mine. Flynn's is adorable. This fucking undead demon fae motherfucker who's got ghosts around him, he's got so much potential. Imagine fucking you're laying down with this guy and then all of a sudden he starts saying, not now, fucking Ferdinand. Where I'm in the middle of something. You're like, who the fuck are you talking to? Are you bipolar? And he's like, no, that's just my ghost friend. He likes to watch me when I do things with other people. It's so funny. It's so good. Yes, you're the chick from Wasteful Days of High School Girls. If you haven't seen this, you need to. I have not. They flagged GT's video. Yes, I know, but I've never been flagged by them, which is crazy. I think him reacting to me also got flagged, but I never got flagged. Oh, you paid for the character for your daughter, not to be my daughter. That's gross. I mean, some people call them that, all right? It's fine. If you want to put your Flynn's in a fucking little mini skirt and a tube top, you go for it. Whatever. Some people do that. But no, that's good. You definitely made the right choice. If you have a family member who loves Genshin, you should definitely enable their bad habits and the gambler. You shouldn't do that. I have to legally actually say not to encourage gambling because I don't want anybody to fucking come for me and claim that I caused them issues. But, you know, it's overall, buy what you want. Don't, whatever. I forgot his name, but someone got the 5th DMC takedown for complaining about Australia or Collective Shout. Ooh, a DMCA. That's scary. For some reason, I'm just fine, though. You talk exactly like my fiance with their ships. Dude, you get somebody who likes ships start talking about ships, especially somebody who's unhinged who has no standards. Like, it's wild. It's wild. Again, literally, like, fucking put anybody with anybody. Tenari is a great one, by the way, to ship with everybody because he's so elegant and different, and the ears and tail allow for you to have a lot of fun with that. Okay? You can have a lot of fun with science when you start getting science involved in your ships, because then you're like, how do nerve ending works? How does the nerve endings, how does they work? I'm rolling for Nikkeis instead of Archons. There's nothing wrong with that. For legal reasons, this is a joke. Exactly. Oh, man. I am a mentally unwell person, and that's okay. I acknowledge it. And the first step to fixing problems is acknowledging. I think the moms in Sun and Moon were Kino too, Lusamine, and Lana's mom. Oh yeah, Lusamine was fucking hot. So good. Fucking your mom from Kalos, so good. You know what? Most moms, I remember the Pokemon. Okay, look, Scarlet and Violet's mom. That was prime. That was some serious fucking wincest if I have ever wanted that in a fucking Pokemon game. If I was a professor, I saw that was somebody's mom, I'd be making house calls all the time. That's why we like you, Savvy. That's a terrible reason, but thank you. Hey, Savvy, could you thank your husband on behalf of chat for marrying you? Bless you. I will. I'm sure he'll get a kick out of that one. Lusamine is my favorite. Hear me out. She's not even a hear me out, man. She's like a, how do you not? But Lauma and Alhaitham, with Lauma staying over, tracking mud and leaves all over the place, pissing off Kaveh. Oh, fuck, that would be funny. See, that would be so funny. And you know what, though? I'd want something better for Kaveh. I'm sorry. Alhaitham does not give a shit about him. Now, if you want some fucking peak trolling ship, you put Wanderer with fucking Kaveh. That's funny. But also because Scaramouche, Wanderer, whatever you want to call him, fucking Joe. I'm sure somebody somewhere in the world named him Joe. You put him, so because he has, in that one event, is it an event or an actual Archon thing? I feel like I just watched it and partake. I don't remember. Anyway, everything blurs together. The lore blurs together if whether or not I experienced it or not. It's so weird. It's just because I was playing the game while watching lore. so that way I could catch up in 30 days on Genshin. So there's a scene, there's an event or whatever where Wanderer actually ends up saving Tanari by offering him water, and that was the moment. There's that one interaction that's literally like the only real interaction that they have, and I'm like, I ship those two. Those two, they look good together. You have fucking 1,000-year-old puppet technology, whatever, piece of shit asshole who actually is just a big lover boy deep down and very innocent. It was an event, thank you. Yes, it was. Yes. And then you have Nature Boy, who knows everything and anything about plants. Like, that's just so cute. Both are intelligent, but one is a fucking know-it-all, and the other just wants to lecture, but both kind of want to lecture. Like, the lecturing going back and forth, the energy between that would just be so funny. Oh, man. Savvy, this is the most stream of consciousness all over the place stream I've ever seen you do. I mean, we went from Visa and Mastercard to accepting that the universe that we know is just inside of another universe in their black hole, and that we could just cease to exist. Then I went off the fucking rails about Pokemon. We talked about literally psychology with child abuse and how it led to somebody calling Japan the country of pedophiles and rapists. Like, Kaveh too busy being Kaveh, destroyer of Archon statuses, references to the hack someone used with him. Yes, statues, not statuses. Statues, yes. Kaveh just has a lot going on with that. I wish they'd rework his kit, honestly. He deserves better. Run Orion's belt from Men in Black. Yes. I'm convinced you're like 3 people in one person fighting over which gets to turn to speak, and that's a good thing. Savvy needs this stream hug. Bless you. Oh, man. Oh, I'm insane. I'm just insane. It just is what it is. I don't know. I'm gonna go cook, I guess. Savvy confirmed 3B3 goblets in a woman's suit. That's Tagawa. Thank you so much for renewing your membership. I just got the cutest game. Yeah. Hike Northern Lights. It's a 2D cozy action JRPG about witches with a jeep that do a lot of jeep camping glamping. That sounds adorable. What the fuck? That's so cute. I'll have to look it up. Thank you. Adonis. Thank you so much for the Canadian tipperoo. Hit Detection, woke consultancy on Silent Hill 2 remake, worked with Jacob Geller, who allegedly called for gamers' death, made racist remarks about white people, and reposted Charlie Kirk smears after his death on Blue Sky. It's not surprising. I looked them up prior, and it's like, why the fuck were they needed? But it is what it is, and all we can do is talk about it. So thank you. Make posts. I still actually keep track of people who mocked Charlie Kirk and the assassination and all that stuff. So, you know, there's still work to be done. There's still things to be talked about. There's still companies that should probably be hounded, but, you know, humans can only keep on about one thing for so long before the next big thing happens. And it's like rinse, repeat, you know? Answer to the meaning of everything is 42. It always is. It always is. And so I haven't bought Silent Hill 2 Remake? Yeah, I refuse. I refuse. I'm glad, though, that people had fun with it. I'm glad nobody felt scammed. I really am. I just personally won't buy it because I don't care. See, I think, too, this is the other funny thing. There are people in this world who genuinely cannot understand that sentiment. I can be upset or, like, you know, complain about something, but still not want it to be a bad experience for other people. I can still want something better, but still want people who spend their money to have fun. I don't know. Konami is dead to me. Konami makes good slot machines, and that's it. I was worried people had forgotten about it. No, it's just there's a lot going on, and trying to keep up with the current news cycle is difficult. People can only care about so much at one point, which is understandable. Like, I'm not saying that as a bad thing or anything like that. It just is what it is. Savvy, speaking of Genshin, we have unlimited power with next patch for creating cute characters. Yes, I'm so excited for that. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. When? Is it next Friday that I get to see Varka? I think somebody said it. Is it next week or the week after? I think it's next week, right? This is like the last week to be getting... I don't know. I haven't logged in the Genshin today, so I haven't seen the countdowns. There's a lot going on when it comes to news, yes, and there's a lot that people still miss. So it's like, trying to keep up with that thing while keeping on the current thing, while trying to also find the current hidden things is really difficult. There are not enough hours in a day. Genshin is getting a character creation. Genshin is getting user content creation, character creation stuff. So you'll be able to make things the way that you can make things for Roblox, for instance. I forget, it's the user generated content, UGC. I think that's what it goes by. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what I read. I'm really bad at the acronyms and shit like that. I'm sorry. But yeah, so you'll be able to make basically games, levels, and things like that. And then this is like their way of getting people to make free content. But it's also really cool because, it can lead to people getting hired, for instance, or making money or making content for YouTube. So I think that that's really cool. And I think that it's a good step in the right direction for them. But I can see that whole thing splintering off from Genshin specifically to be its own platform after it's been updated a shit ton, I think, because I have a feeling that something like that could end up being so big, there's no point in putting it directly into a game right now. Or it could get so big that they'd have to break away, but right now it's not so big where they can tie it directly to a game, if that makes sense. But yeah. Roblox impact, basically. I think we need anti-woke gaming consultancy firms to combat the likes of SBI and hit detection. Okay, so the way that you combat it isn't because, so the reason they're not being hired because they're useful for actual consulting. They're getting hired because there's a tax benefit and there's rewards from investors for following ESG. If you get rid of those two things and you don't allow investors to go based off of ESG, you solve that problem. No one needs to hire a consultancy to tell you what to put in the game in terms of a checkbox, right? Like, people can it's not difficult to tell a fucking story. It's really not. You do not need a consultant for that. If you hire a competent writer, the problem solves itself. The issue is the DEI and ESG and the shit retarded hiring practices. So once you solve that, then all of that just naturally fizzles out because there's no reason to have it. They're not actually selling a service. They're selling investments. Could there be a Hoyoverse and Anta collab? I could see that. I could realistically see that happening if both games remain successful. I don't know if Ananta will be successful. It could all be, smoke and mirrors for all we know. It looks good. It does. But we won't know anything until we actually play it. Down with the Geneva Davies Institute, the GDI. Let's rise the Brotherhood of Nod. What? Studios keep hiring DEI consultancies. I'll keep not buying their products. SE fucked around, found out, and I will gladly do it all over again if I could. Yeah, exactly. I don't, there are some games that have come out that genuinely look fun, but because they associate or they're owned by a parent studio that does DEI, I just haven't touched them. And I don't feel FOMO. I don't care. There's so much selection now that it doesn't matter. I can literally just go back to RimWorld and have a really, really, really fun and enjoyable time. I can just boot up Genshin while I'm playing RimWorld and have a really, really fun time and have a really nice evening. If I were to buy something, there's potential for me to not like it, like for Legends ZA, for example. And that would make me feel worse because I spent new money on it. You haven't heard of the Geneva Davies Institute? I think I know what we're talking about there. There's so much. Does that mean Gundam in Genshin now? Yes, the Pokemon Company making a statement on BLM back then was unhinged. Yes. I genuinely... BLM fucked a lot of shit up. And for a brief while, it was easy to fall for because most humans just want to do the right thing. Most humans don't go looking for statistics. Most humans don't go on websites to go look at the company that they want to support, for example, right? So even fewer people are going to go to the FBI statistics website. one of the things that drew me to donate water to the BLM protests in DC and caused me to get out there to go with it is because I had only just started listening to the news. And so like when you hear some things, there's distressing shit, right? You're like, oh my God, that's terrible. Maybe there really is a problem. Look at all these people who care about this problem. How could so many people care about a problem if it was being lied about, right? Well, it turns out it was lied about. It was lied about so fucking heavily. And because you don't want to come off a certain way, you don't want to call someone a liar because you don't think that somebody's going to lie about something like that, right? You can see how it's easy to fall into it. And if you never, ever seek out the truth, then that's a problem. Now, in 2025, we have so much evidence that BLM not only intentionally lied, they committed fraud. They don't do anything for the people. They don't care. The areas that experienced the most riots with the Black-owned businesses have never recovered because no money ever went to them. And they burned down. People came in from out of state, from out of town, and burned down Black-owned businesses to protest for a man who ultimately was a shitty fucking person. He was a terrible person. And that's really, like, I'm still so upset with myself for falling for that kind of shit back then. But I'm glad that I got my head out of my fucking ass. And, like, you know, for a brief moment, like, my dad was a cop. Lord knows how he felt about some of the shit that I said, which was terrible. But I knew deep down, like, okay, like, what they're saying about cops isn't true. But, like, you know, you still parrot those things because you want to seem like you care about the current thing and you want to seem like a good person. And you don't, you know, you want change to come. You want a positive change to come. But, like, you know, you look back on that shit and goddamn, is it ever embarrassing? But again, the key thing is, like, you grow up, you learn, you fucking seek out the truth, and you do your best to never fall for it again. It's one of the reasons why everything that I talk about now is so heavily sourced. Like, I want to prove it to people. Like, I want to say, hey, look, you know, ESG is doing this. Here's the proof. Here's Square Enix literally putting out in their fucking annual report that they're doing this. Here's Sony literally putting out that they're doing this, saying that they're doing this. That's why I do those, because I want people to actually look at the information for themselves and not just listen to somebody else. That's why it's so important to me to do all of the stuff with the public information. And two, it goes back to that point that I initially made, you know, back in 2019, 2018, 2015, you keep going further back, there's even less people who do this, but people don't go on the websites. They don't go on LinkedIn. They don't go look up all these people, these groups, these things. They're all saying their intentions plain and clear. It's right there. So if somebody tells you that it's not happening, you can easily just say, here's a picture of it happening. And then they'll still call you a liar because they don't care about the truth. But all that matters is that you have the truth right then and there. Your eyes are not deceiving you. That's one of those things. BLM to ruin race relations, cities, and franchises. Well, they just picked up where Obama actually left off. But yes, they have done irreparable damage. And they will continue to do irreparable damage until the left fucking grows up. At least George Droid is here to protect us. Now, I never believed it I never believed it because too many people demanded that I care about it in the way that they wanted me to care about it. Yes. And I wish that I, in that regard, had not fallen for that weaponized empathy. But I'm glad that it didn't last long. And I'm glad that I got my head out of my ass. Yes, we can. Woke Obama. Yep. Facts alone aren't that persuasive, though. They're not. Facts are very boring. It's much more interesting if you're, you know, waving your hands around and saying something loud, you know. Despite being a male that enjoys acting effeminate, I refuse to my own planned game be that level of DEI. I want it loved like Terraria. I will ignore the haters and make fun games and positivity. Yeah, and like, you know what? Like, you can like things without putting them in a game. I like writing smut, for example. When I publish a book that I expect, you know, that is expected to go to sale, right? Like, not just, you know, a fan fiction thing just somewhere, but when I put something out there for the world to sell, like, it's still going to be, you know, me and the things that I like, but it's going to have so much more too. Like, because that's the whole point of telling a story. You're not just telling what you like. You're creating something, a narrative about something else that's not just you when you're telling a story. I mean, yes, obviously you can have autobiographies or stories inspired by your own fucking shit, but you get what I mean by that, right? I like Brown Dust 2. Love Brown Dust 2. It's so good. Some people are horrible at professionalism and business savvy. Yeah. Your smut is better than the Minotaur book, I hope. Dude, Dude, I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. I've written some fucked up shit, all right? I have written things that, I chose to just keep to myself for a reason. I don't feel a need to share that. When I go to release my sci-fi book, there's not going to be smut. It's between, a very straight man and tons of beautiful women. In fact, all of my stories, all of the stories that I would love to publish one day, all of the things that I think would be more interesting to more people are all focused around a man and a woman. And there's balances there, and there's explorations of differences there. Is every single guy and every single girl written the same? No, they're all written exceptionally different. In fact, many of them are inspired by the most extreme elements of my personality. So, I have my oldest OC who is meant to represent my sense of not belonging and an obsession with gems. I take these little traits, and then I have another female character is literally just my existentialism incarnate. And then one of my most recent characters is based off of my naivety and my willingness for trust, and I take those traits and I turn them into a narrative that balances out with a male character, because I think that that's more interesting to me, at least. And that's I don't know, there's just it's nice playing opposites with characters and then getting the strengths and weaknesses of men and women and getting to have fun with that too, with different scientific elements, whether I do super serums or mutants or whatever. So Savvy's book is going to be the story of William Shatner. Sure. Is Savvy going to do the milking farm reading with Lumi? What? No, I'm not going to do that. Oh God, I hope so. Because so much of a double standard, it's laughable. Oh God. Mastagawa, thank you so much for the tippy. Genshin's user-generated content is about player retention. Tevat Act is finishing. Hoyo would worry about a drop at end of Act 1, like Honkai Impact 3rd after Kiana's story ended. So I disagree with that. Tevat's nowhere near finishing. I could see them continuing this particular story for another 3 years. Just because we're at this point with the first fucking Descender doesn't mean that it's just gonna end suddenly. To me, we're only at the halfway point. Maybe I'm misreading it. I don't know. But even after zooming through all the content in 30 days and then seeing where we're at, it just feels like there's still so much more to go. I don't think that they're anywhere near gone. Now, player retention, absolutely. I do agree with that. Hoyo wants to have some sort of endless content farm and player retention farm. And this is a great way to do it. I'm not disagreeing with that in the slightest. I think that there was some worry about the Honkai Impact stuff. But I don't think that they need to worry because, just look at the money charts for fucking Genshin, all right? Genshin is still pulling its fucking weight and then some. Will Savvy's book have bush? Here's the thing about fiction for me. I believe in an idealized world, and there is no body hair in that idealized fucking world. I hate body hair. I like my men and women smooth. There'll be no bushes. In fact, there won't even be nature bushes. Actually, that's not true because I know for a fact that I actually detail the flora and the fauna of my sci-fi world because I enjoy having fun with the concepts that we cannot have in the real world, but inspired by real world things, all right? Honkai or Genshin, which has better waifus? It depends on your flavor. Genshin pulls in more than Fortnite? You're goddamn right it does. Because it's an actually good fucking game. Let's see. The way I've got it figured out, summer, Sneezeland, summer 2027, Conria, summer 2028/Dia. Yeah, see, and that's how I would feel. It's still going strong. But, just because they do Sneezeland doesn't mean that we can't go down south. There's still a whole land south of Sumeru. We haven't seen all of Tevat. There's still land down there. The desert doesn't just end in the water. It keeps going into land. Same thing with Natland. There's places that they can go. Zenless Zone Zero does have great characters. Yes. Fiction shouldn't always be realistic. Exactly. Are you like Token? Were you?
Balls of steel.
Hey, thank you so much for subscribing. That is over on Kick. Oh, what have we got? Yorn, the Argentinian, gifted 1 sub to the community. Thank you so much. And then gifted it to Universal Ronin Wolf. Thank you so much. Please enjoy. Where was I with that? Are you like Token, where you describe a field of flowers with 4 paragraphs? See, okay. No joke. I love doing dumb shit like that. But I always thought that that was the mark of a bad writer because that's what I was told. I am not well read. I have not read most of Tolkien's work. I have not read most of the greats' works. This is why my English professors, and especially in college, were so fucking confused by me because I had the ability to still describe things and write in a way that seemed to mimic certain styles of writing as if I had experienced them when I never did. Now, I'm not claiming to be some sort of genius or anything like that. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm literally admitting to being so fucking poor well-read that, like, I don't know that literally the most loved authors in all of history have done things that I thought was the mark of a bad writer simply because that's what I was told by people who couldn't make it in the publishing world, so they became English teachers, basically. And I shouldn't say that because I had a wonderful English teacher, but, you know, you get what I mean, right? Like, they never published anything. They never fucking did. They're not a best-selling author. There's none of that. So I've always found that interesting, but I've always been so fucking self-conscious that I never published before, and I hate myself for wasting my 20s for it because then it's like, you know, we look at the writing for today for video games, and they're fucking ass. And I'm like, damn. Like, 12-year-old me was making more robust stories than this, and they weren't even fucking just all gay. Like, it wasn't just smut. I was literally making my best friend cry because we'd get so deep into some of the fucking stories, and it was the best. And the reason why I wasn't as well-read as a child is because I got bored with reading other people's work because I constantly wanted to make changes myself. Harry Potter never interested me because I thought that it was boring. That doesn't mean that it's bad. Just because I think it's boring doesn't mean anything. Like, who the fuck am I? I'm an asshole, right? It just wasn't my cup of tea. That doesn't mean that Rowling doesn't have talent. She obviously fucking has talent. She appealed to the majority of people on the fucking planet, right? That takes talent. But for me personally, it just wasn't what I wanted. And I liked focusing on certain details that maybe others overlooked. Again, that doesn't make me better. That might actually make me worse. But you get what I mean, right? Case closed. Savvy is a Tylenol baby. Well, I was. That's the issue. I'm a double generation Tylenol. We got back-to-back Tylenol poppers. Even just the other day when I'm on the fucking phone with my nan, who birthed my father, right? This is my dad's mom. I love her to death, but she's like fucking already popping the Tylenol. And I'm like, damn, you really do just pop Tylenol left and right. Like, they love it. They have a Tylenol bottle in like 4 rooms, okay? My nan has been surviving off that shit. That is her afternoon snack. And I wish I was joking. But yeah, so I'm like back to back, and then my mother also did it too. Yeah, and then if you want to really dig into the science, I was also a C-section baby, so I got all kinds of problems. Yeah, after I hit my 20s, I went really hard into the hippie route, and so like one of the big reasons why I was considered a lefty is because I was a fucking hippie and I believed that nature could heal you. So I do my best to not take medication. And before South Park makes an episode about Tylenol trend, they probably will. I don't know. And dude, I used to love South Park. I religiously watched it. I just can't be fucked anymore. Ever since they started doing these weird, like since the pandemic, they've had this weird schedule, and like there's no schedule essentially. Like, I just don't care. And it's not so much about the new stuff. Like, I stopped caring back then because they stopped putting things out at like a normal time spacing. And I'm like, what is the point? Like, you guys, like, where were you for the past 4 fucking years? Why are you only making fun of this now? Like, I just don't care. Yeah, it's really weird to see that they went ultra TDS too. Like, I just, you know, I can laugh at jokes. I don't care about that. They're just not done well. Like, I love Satan in South Park. I think he's one of the best characters. I loved his relationship with Saddam. It was funny. But then it's like just recycling that because haha, Orange Man bad. Like, it's not funny. I liked Garrison as Trump, and like the fact that they couldn't even like show, you know, Garrison like getting into arguments and like calling people who disagree with him like a fucking idiot or whatever while end up being right. But like, you can still make fun of somebody while being right, you know? Like, I don't know. What was wrong with making Garrison Trump? Yeah, exactly. See, and that's what I was literally just saying. Like, I liked that. It was funny. It was fucking funny. I don't know. It's so frustrating. I read stories on Twitter told through 3 years of thread that caught my imagination better than any TV show. Yeah, I don't watch fucking TV anymore. Nature can heal you, but it takes time, and sometimes it's more immediate. Other times it takes 4 to 12 months down the road. Yes. Garrison as Trump was perfection. He was. He really was. I enjoyed that. It was funny. Randy Marsh is my spirit animal. I loved him too. Are there other games you're excited about? Is there anything coming out that I'm actually genuinely excited for? No, because I try not to get my hopes up anymore. I mean, Ananta is like the first time that I've been like super, super stoked in a while on something. But even then I have my reservations because I'm like, I don't trust anybody. Yeah. I don't know. I just play RimWorld. I got a group of friends that we game with, and so usually we would play Marvel Rivals, but even we've stopped with that. We actually now play other games too. Usually we just stuck with either Marvel Rivals or Overwatch, and now we're actually like branching into other games. Like we played Pal World. We had a friend who had never touched it, so we started over completely. That's why I was playing it before going to Tokyo, because we had a friend who had never played it, and so we beat the game with him. Excited about like Power World updates, Genshin updates, ongoing updates for that stuff. But in terms of like anything new, like nothing's like super exciting. We played that Repo game though. It's really fun. REPO with periods in between, like literally Repo. That's a fun little Halloween thing that you can play with friends to kill a couple hours. I need to buy Power World. Yeah, no, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Question everything mentality. Yep, unfortunately. But yeah. Ja. That's it. It's been a 3-hour stream. I bitched. We chatted. Oh, I was like in the process of giving updates. That's why we were here. And then it just kind of meandered into normal talk. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to bring up. So because I'm not getting the Switch 2 anymore, I might be getting a new art tablet, or I might, I don't know, hang on, let me see how much it is still. If it's on sale. Oof. Oh no, see, that's it. Why? I have to now look between them. So I'm interested in trying out XP Pen. I've made a couple tweets about it. I've seen good video reviews, but those people all receive it for free. So I'm not too sure what to think, but their newest one, I think. Yeah, this is the 16,000 pen pressure stylish shit. It's 24 inches. It's nice and thin. I'm really, really interested in that one. So it's on sale. It's usually $1,300. It's down to $909. I consider that to be a pretty good deal. So I might be ordering that. I'm not sure. If we do, then I'll do a review video on it. I still need to make the review video actually for the little non-on-screen tablet that I was bought that plugs up to the phone. And by the way, it plugs into the phone swimmingly. Like it works amazingly. Don't forget South Park relentlessly mocked people who questioned the vax. Yeah, a lot of people did, though, to be fair. A lot of people were on the fence, but yeah. You have an XP Pen, you enjoy yours. What size? I got the Artist 13.3 Pro from X Pen on sale. Ranting Savvy's best savvy, bless you. Did I get lured on any of the characters on Marvel Rivals? No, I mostly play that game stoned out of my fucking mind, just having a good time staring at ass. Like if I'm being perfectly honest. Jeremy will buy you a Switch 2. No, I don't want it. I don't want the Switch 2. It's not a matter of somebody needing to buy it for me. My husband, he woke me up this morning after watching some of the streams, and he's like, I'm sorry Pokemon didn't work out so well. Do you want me to still buy you a Switch 2? And I said, well, it's not about that. It's not about like whether or not I spend the money. I don't want the Switch 2 because the only reason why I wanted it was for Pokemon ZA, and if I'm not going to buy that, then there's no fucking reason, you know? Like, it's just bitter. It's just such a bitter thing. I'd rather spend my money on something that I'm going to enjoy, and I know for a fact I would enjoy a new art tablet. So I'm super interested. I mean, I've seen people be happy, you know? I've seen people be happy about the XP Pen thing, so I think I might just go and do it. I don't know. I have cash. I have to see too if they're planning on releasing a brand new model. Not that I would care, I think. I feel like this is pretty good tech. It's 4K, Ultra HD, next level clarity, whatever the fuck that means. And it comes with 2 different styluses. It comes with the one that looks like the Wacom one. And the other thing too, though, is like, man, I'm going from Wacom to XP Pen. Like, is that really smart? Am I really about to do this? Because Wacom, you're told that that's industry standard, right? And my Wacom is amazing. For as old as it is, it's still in pretty good condition. It's just, it's heavy. It doesn't fit well on the desk. I'll still keep it. I still plan on using it if I can ever fucking set up the desk better. But this would just be nice, right? And I don't know. I really want to experience it. Because I'm interested to know. I'm interested to know if it does hold up to industry standard. I mean, I've seen there are artists I admire who are working on literally tech far worse than mine. So I don't know. I have a Cintiq. I have one of the old big Cintiqs that you can see. I mean, it's massive. It's like the 20, 30 fucking inch thing. I have to have like a big, huge arm on it. And then the arm has never been level. Like, it's never let the big screen be straight. Very, very annoying. Sometimes old tech is best tech. I do agree with that. In the case of drawing, though, I think it's time. I think it's time for me to have something else new. And I feel like, honestly, I draw so differently on my desktop than I do my iPad. It's the weirdest thing. It's very strange. To be honest, I'm a Pokemon lover. I enjoy it for the journey. I've never played for the graphics. No, and I don't want the graphics to be. I'm fine with this level of graphics if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I just hate the route that they went with the hair and the character models and the humans. Doesn't need to be. I don't need hair physics with my fucking Pokemon. I just want it to be fun and I want it to be good. Savvy, would I want a Wacom over something like an iPad Pro with the pencil for drawing and doing calligraphy, writing kanji? If so, why? So you're comparing a tool to an all-in-one. And I don't think that that's reasonable. If you have a functioning computer, you can get a $100 tablet to do those things, and it would work out just fine. If you're looking for a portable all-in-one computer, essentially, then an iPad's a great choice. If you're looking to increase the type of tool quality, we're all taught that Wacom is industry standard, but I don't think, because patents have ended, obviously, which is why all these other companies can pop up, I don't think you have to go the Wacom route. The reason why I'm not looking at the $3,000 Wacom replacement for my tablet, like the basically it's a smaller size, is because I just can't justify it when there is when XP Pen, I'm willing to give them a shot. I can always return it, right? I can always fucking return it if it feels like ass. But like, I'm willing to give them a shot versus dumping $3,000 on Wacom, because I feel like that they just charge too much. And I feel like it gets into the camera discussion, sort of, you know, like if you've ever done any sort of shopping for DSLR cameras, yes, you get crazy improvements as you go up the body quality, but you can use a $900 body and then have a $3,000 lens and still get impressive, beautiful quality than if you also had, you know, the $3,000 body and the $3,000 lens. Like, obviously, yes, it's gonna like improve things, but at the same time, does it improve it that fucking much? Well, that's really difficult to decide, and that can sometimes be subjective. So, you know, tech gets really hard when you start comparing certain things that like almost feel like you can compare them, but honest to God, you kind of can't. So, yeah. I'm just saying Palworld is about to make a better Animal Crossing clone than Pokemon is. Yes, and I'm so happy that both those games are coming out at the same time. It's actually very funny. I will be getting the Palworld stuff, not the Pokemon stuff. Thanks for the info. Yeah, and I don't even know how useful that was, but it's a thing. It's a thing. But yeah. I'm hungry, though. I think I was trying to leave like 40 minutes ago. I don't remember. But I'm gonna go eat and go cry and then maybe go take a shower because god damn does my hair feel gross. Holy shit, I'm pinning that back up. Which XP pen are you looking at? So if you go on Amazon and you type in XP pen, there is one that's on sale right now for $909, usually $1,300. It's their Artist Pro 24 Ultra HD drawing tablet with screen, dual 16,000 pen pressure stylus, wireless key dial, some other shit, and I guess it can connect to your phone as well. Android, Chrome, Linux, Windows, Mac, whatever. The actual screen size is 23.8 inches. I'm very interested in this tech. I really want to try it. I say Huion is better than XP Pen. Oh, see, and that's the hard thing. That is very difficult for me because I don't doubt that that might be true. But does Huion have a similar product in that price range or better? Now you can cope by drawing Sycamore with your new toy. Exactly. That's the plan. That's how I'm going to make myself actually feel better. Nexus Anima will be here eventually. That too, yes. I'd rather get XP Pen. Yeah, see, that's what I want. Happy go eat and shower. Yes, I need to go do that. I could end up talking about this shit nonstop. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for all the love. I hope that you enjoyed my unhinged rants and my shouting about Pokemon and all the spoils and things like that. Thank you guys for everything. You help me cope in these dark times. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you hopefully next time, and I won't take weeks off at a time anymore. I'm gonna be a good girl, and I'm gonna get back to work on the video after eating. Bye-bye! And